I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Anthony Gargano Show. Anthony is away taking care of some business. I am VG, Violation Greg, hanging out with you. Hopefully get you through what is going to be a fun show and a short work day. Hopefully you're working a few hours out early, or maybe you're already at the beach or sleeping in. So join us. Thanks for joining us. As we get started, if you're watching us on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like a tip in your bartenders and your servers. If you like us, throw us a like. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. So we're going to have some fun today. We'll talk some barbecue sides. We'll have TV Todd joining us. We got Pat McClune joining us. We got Victor from Philly Magazine, the most hated journalist in town, joining us. And we'll talk some Phils. But before we get to that, let's talk about our boy yesterday. We had some news with the Flyers. Our boy Shabanov, he's a turncoat. He is not joining us. He's playing in New York, Rat City. That's where he's at. So when you think about it, who needs a 5'8" forward these days in hockey anyway? So good riddance. I wish him nothing but a mediocre career in New York City. So yesterday, Phillies take late game in the doubleheader. They split with the Padres. Early game, not great. Some bad in it. Let's get to the bad. McAble struggles with command. He actually had a good first inning where he struck out 2. He did walk 1, but then the second inning came as a total implosion. He ends up 1 2/3 innings, gives up 5 runs, 5 walks, 53 pitches. 25 of those were balls, so not good. Lazar came in, walked in another run. The good thing about it, though, was towards the end, they showed some life. You know, they made it a game. Schwarber with a bomb. JT had a big game with 3 hits, a double. Sosa with a triple. They actually get the winning run to the plate. And Schwarber strikes out on a 101-mile-per-hour fastball out of the zone. They lose 6-4, but, you know, it looked like it was going to be a horrendous day. They ended up making it a game. Taijuan Walker actually comes in and pitches all right, settles things down. The good thing also about Seth Johnson looked good for 2 innings. We've been hearing about him. He pitched 2 solid innings with 2 strikeouts. He hit almost 99. He hit 99.8, I think, on the old radar. And he had some nice off-speed stuff sprinkled in. So hopefully he's a bullpen piece we can use going forward. Let's get to the night game, because I was there last night, and Sanchez, Sanchez looked impressive. He's the complete opposite of what we saw from McAble. Tons of soft contact. 7 innings pitched, no walks, 1 earned run, 5 Ks, 13 ground balls for outs. He had a changeup working as usual, but mixed in a sinker that was filthy. He looked cool as Ranger covering first base, catching a ball barehanded. Kepler puts a home run up. Marshy with a home run. Otto Kemp back in the lineup. 2 singles with hard contact. Bone with a triple to the opposite field. Phillies win 5-1. Sure, they lose the early game. That was their 5th starter. They take the series. Sanchez in his last 4 games, 28 innings pitched, 0 walks. 0 walks with a 1.76 ERA. Also good news yesterday, the Mets split, so the Phillies remain 2 games up. They have currently the 2nd most wins in the National League. They are tied for the 3rd most wins in all of baseball. They have won series against the Padres, 2 against the Cubs, Dodgers, Mets, and Tampa, and they split with San Fran. All of these should be playoff teams. I don't know about the Giants because they've been a disaster since Devers got there. I think they're 4-10 since he's gotten there, but they should all be playoff teams. So I want to ask. I'm joined by Andrew Fraser today, and I want to ask him.
Yo, VG, what's going on, man?
What's happening, brother?
How we doing?
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
I don't know who put this together, but with bad
Somebody
call.
on gummies, obviously.
It's gonna be the one and done. Trust me.
So listen, man, the Phillies, I think they're a good team. When you
Yeah,
walk out in the streets, people are still skeptical and not all in.
Sure.
They've beaten some really good teams. They have the best rotation in all of baseball.
Yeah.
Why are people lukewarm?
Well, it's the consistency of these bats, man. It's some games we have 11, 12, 7, how many runs you want. And then other games they get shut out.
Yeah,
They can't find ways to make offense.
They do. I mean, that's kind of a misconception we have because I think they're 10th in the league in runs scored. They might be 4th in hits. They are a decent offense. They're not slugging home runs, but they're a decent offense.
I think the problem is also people have just been burnt by this team so many times in the playoffs. There's been such high expectations, you know, with Bryce Harper coming here, with all the big names coming here, Schwarber, Castellanos, Trey Turner. He was, you know, in a slump for a while. I think people are they want to see this team exceed. They don't want the ands, ifs, or buts. They don't want the promise of something to happen. They want to see it be produced.
You're seeing it.
Well,
they're one of the best teams in baseball.
You're seeing it, but we as Philadelphians, we don't understand the long game in sports because we're such a football town that every week, every game matters. And like when the Phillies lose 3 games in a row, you know, or they go on these crazy losing streaks, we just jump at it so quickly as Philadelphians. And I think that's the problem.
So when you see the Phillies lose 3 straight and get swept by the Brewers,
yeah.
Do you put it in the context? Are you aware that the Dodgers have been swept multiple times?
Sure.
The Yankees are struggling and been swept.
It's baseball. It's going to happen.
Right. So is it a fact that do you think that most people in town aren't watching and paying attention to the other teams to see that
No.
everyone is having offensive inconsistencies just like the Phillies are for the most part, except for the Dodgers?
I always believed that baseball in particular has always been a very localized sport.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people would just like mostly gravitate to their local team and they don't really watch too many teams outside of like where they live. So I think that might be a part of it as well with the Phillies. Yeah, I mean, you look around the leagues, I mean, the whole AL, I mean, they're struggling with teams are like just above 500. You know, the NL, like there are a lot of teams who are also struggling. So I mean, it is an up in the air year for the Phillies, and
They have. I understand the PTSD as someone who suffers from that and
Sure.
anxiety.
Yeah.
And I know what they've been through, but the rotation has never been like this.
Oh,
The
of
rotation the last 3 years has not been like this. It's been good, but this is ridiculous. It's easily the best rotation in baseball. So I don't know. I feel very optimistic about this team.
But is that enough? Is the
Yeah.
rotation enough is the question. Because you have to
If you have a
produce runs.
top 10 offense with the best rotation in baseball, yeah, add a couple bullpen pieces and we should be cruising through October. That's what I feel. I feel like it's a cruise.
Yeah, but what if you get into a situation where you're down 2 runs? Your pitching alone is not going to get you those runs. You're going to have
They put
to have
up
the
runs. I'm
batters to
saying
come
they're a
in.
top 10 offense.
But we've seen them so many times go into the playoffs and find these cold spells.
Well, we've seen
they
them.
just can't hit.
We've seen them wail away at bad pitches and strike out. And I think they're 4th in the league in walks, and they might strike out the 10th fewest in all of baseball. So they've changed. Their approach has changed. So I mean, I just see nothing but you got an offense that sure they don't have the boppers right now. Bryce, hopefully the power comes.
Yeah, what do we
But
know about
they're
the
winning
wrist?
other ways. Yeah, I don't know about the wrist. I guess Topper, he sat the second game. Topper said he didn't want to get loose and limbered up with it, take a couple hours off, get cold, and have to limber it back up. I get that, and they
Yeah.
get the day off today. But it is a little concerning.
I mean, there are bright sides to this offense, right? Otto Kemp's coming in. He's been playing great. He played great
Oh,
yesterday.
he's such. I just love Otto.
we-
I love when I saw
I may have
him
to
in the-
bonk you over Otto
yeah, I
Kemp.
might need an Otto bonk because I just love everything the guy does except for that error he threw to second base.
Yeah.
But offensively, he gives you good bats and he's making strong contact. I think his power numbers are going to come because his what is it the velo, the exit velo,
The exit
is
velo.
nice on him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Trey Turner this year has been great. I mean, both games yesterday, he found ways to hit. Schwarber obviously is going to be there and produce runs for you. Castellanos has been consistent. Alec Boehm has found his way finally.
He goes opposite field yesterday, which is a big deal.
Which is great. So there are these bright sides with this offense that make me feel good going into these playoffs. And my whole theory is baseball doesn't really start until the All-Star break. Once the All-Star break happens, that's when we can really kind of grind in, get ready, lock into your seat for baseball.
We're like mere days from that.
Well, yeah, we're not there yet. We got a couple days, but we're getting to that point. And I think right after that is when we can really start to see what is this team and are they going to be able to make it? Because last year around this time, this is where they really flubbed bad. And, they kind of just they fell into the playoffs. And then obviously we know what happens with the Mets, but it will be interesting to see what happens in the second, portion of the season.
They are it feels like I guess the offense is inconsistent, but they are a consistent team. I mean, I don't know. I look around baseball and I don't see much better than them. I don't know. I don't have anyone who scares me in the National League as a Phillies fan right now. And that's with the holes that we know exist where they need a little bit more power and they need some bullpen arms. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
I mean, I guess your biggest fear would be...
I do wear the Phillies red colored glasses most days.
Yeah, Anthony says that all the time.
Yeah.
But that's fine. You're a fan. I do think, our biggest fear would probably be those Dodgers. They're just,
Well, yeah, obviously.
That's, the biggest hurdle to go through.
Yeah.
But,
how are you handling the Shabanov? You got the Flyers gear on today. How are you handling
You mean Maxim Shabanov?
Yeah. Hey,
yeah.
Speaking of rats, we're about 3 minutes to go live today. And we got our buddy, our vermin, crawling around the studio, popping out, man, hanging out with us today, looking for some holiday sides.
I think we found where they live.
They live behind.
It's right behind Joey.
Joey is producing today. Joey Morone is producing. And
I'm like so
the rats
scared.
ran right behind Joey. They're living in the wall behind him right now.
Maybe that's why Anthony's always sick. Maybe he's smelling like the rat stink coming from the wall.
Dude, I had Andrew to tape it. I was so scared to tape the
an
hole.
epic move. We're
Two
like,
city guys.
let's just put some Gorilla Tape over the hole so they can't come back. And Joey says, Andrew, will you tape it for me? I don't want to touch it.
Yeah, you guys didn't want to go near it. You guys are city guys. I'm from the country, so I see mice all the time.
No
I'm not
way.
messing with that.
Oh, they're fine. It's cute.
So hey, it's a big weekend for cookouts and stuff. So I was like, I wanted to go. I always like sides. They're probably my favorite because I'm not a huge. I do love a steak, but I'm not a huge meat guy for these barbecues. I like the sides. So I stumbled upon. I was trying to find the best sides to see if my list compares with other lists. Let me run through my list. See if you got any issues with my favorite.
Bring it on, because I found the list that you found last night, and some of those items on there are pretty wild.
I think mine's pretty basic and solid.
Okay. Sure.
There's maybe one weird one that I'm surprised I like. So I go number one is potato salad.
Oh yeah, it's a staple.
I like the potato salad with the egg in with it.
Yeah, it's a staple. It's good.
Macaroni salad coleslaw.
Also good.
Gotta go.
Good.
Deviled eggs.
Oh yeah, you gotta have
deviled eggs. Are
man.
always a standout.
I could eat like a whole tray.
Yes. Grilled corn on the cob.
Grilled corn on the cob is good.
Overboiled.
Now, when you do your corn,
do
you like butter or do you do just salt and pepper or just salt?
I'm all over the place.
You're all over the place.
Yes. First, the ideal corn on the cob is you soak it in the husk.
Sure.
Throw it in some foil. Throw it on the grill to steam.
Yeah.
Then you get a little grill marks at the end.
Yeah.
But I do butter. I'll do I'll throw some curry on it sometimes.
Okay.
I'll do the Old Bay on it sometimes.
Okay.
Old Bay
You
and
are all over
butter
the
is
place.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
How about you?
I'm classic. Like I like personally, I like just salt and pepper. Because if it's sweet corn, it's already sweet enough. It doesn't need all that butter. But I get it. If you're a buttersman and you love to put butter on things, butter and corn is like
I'm like that guy at the.
So good.
I'm like the guy reviewing the Red Lobster, with just pouring butter on my corn.
Dude, in the car, man.
Yeah.
Like that's a stinky
You can throw
one.
a little cheese, like the elote, the Mexican corn is
Ooh,
ridiculous.
yeah, that is good.
I always like when there's a good cornbread around. This is the weird one for me.
Okay.
I don't know if my sister made it sometime or an aunt. Strawberry spinach salad. It's refreshing. I'm not even a strawberries man.
I love strawberries.
I'm out on strawberries for the
My
most
last
part.
name means strawberry, so I love strawberries.
Fraser means strawberry?
Yeah, and it's in Scottish and in French it means strawberry, and I love strawberries, so I would eat that.
All right, I think they throw a nice little vinaigrette on it.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have some watermelon.
Oh yeah, classic.
I'm a fan of, even though it's basic and a little generic, just a straight pasta salad. Just boil some noodles and throw some like Italian dressing on it and toss it.
Oh man, what do you think Anthony's thought on pasta salad is with Italian dressing?
Dude,
You think he's eating that?
Yeah, you get some nice Newman's or Ken's Italian dressing.
Oh yeah, I'm
just
sure.
bathe it in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blasphemy.
Yeah. And you got to have beer. I mean, they're my sides.
A beer is not a side,
Yeah,
but you
beer
have
is
to have
totally
it.
a side, dude. It's a carb, so it's a side.
A good shandy. I like a good shandy on a
So
4th of
the
July.
fine folks over at delish.com have put together what they have said are the top 70 festive summer sides for perfection at your barbecue. And number 1 is a French potato salad.
whatever that means.
So, potato salad is number 1 in my rankings. This French potato salad is tossed with garlicky mustard dressing and showered with plenty of chopped herbs. And I'm an herbsman. I am totally out on chopped herbs on my French potato salad.
I think it would be good.
No. Get out of here.
Not for a 4th of July cookout.
No,
like,
that's too
for,
bougie.
That's too bougie for the cookout. But I mean, a French potato salad, I'll try.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'll eat that.
I'm out
Eat
on
some
it.
herbs.
Out. Elote corn, yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Here you go. Number 3, we go a little more off the rails. A summer couscous salad.
The summer couscous salad. is good.
I'm not a couscous fan. Are you a fan of couscous?
I am.
Are you?
I do like couscous. Yeah.
What do you do with couscous? Do you make your own couscous? Do you do like a box couscous?
So I used to work in like an outdoor education thing, and we used to have to pack food for all these kids
Yeah.
because we would go backpacking for like 14 days straight. So you would have to bring non-perishables.
Mhm.
So I had to learn to love couscous because it was the only thing that you could take on a 14-day trip that wouldn't spoil.
Yeah.
So I would have couscous like 6 times on a trip,
Yeah, yeah.
and you would just mix it with everything. You bring like Italian dressing, you put celery in it, you could put peppers, you could put all different things in it. It's good.
Man, I'm on.
It's like little tiny noodle things.
I'm out on it. Jamie Lynch loves couscous.
Yeah, it's good. You've
K
never.
Red. I have. I've made it, but
You can
I don't
flavor
know.
it up. Like you can like put some dressings.
I don't
and
know if
stuff
it's the
and, like, some
texture of it. I don't
spices.
dig. It's that little. They're like the little fine little like pellets,
It's like
right?
gritty. It's almost
yeah.
It's like grits,
I'm out.
kind of.
They got coleslaw, baked beans. I like, but I've never experienced many baked beans at barbecues. Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking? What are you talking
No,
about?
my family
I feel
must
like
not do baked beans at barbecues, and I'm a fan of baked beans.
That's dude. At every cookout I've ever been to,
There's
there's
baked
been,
beans?
Yeah, like there's always baked beans at a cookout.
Man, my family is.
The bacon
weak.
chunk. You got to do the bacon chunk in the bean.
Now we did the old straight up generic pasta salad. They go with a broccoli Caesar pasta salad.
Okay.
It's way too much work, and I don't know. I'm out on broccoli at cookouts. Broccoli doesn't feel like a cookout food.
I don't like cold broccoli, especially when it's not. It's like a little hard. Like I don't like hard.
You don't like raw
I want
broccoli?
steamed broccoli.
I don't want broccoli at my barbecue. Cornbread they got.
Cornbread definitely is good.
This is like who's making this list? If someone brought, like, if I invited Joey Marone to a potluck cookout,
He's not.
and he
bringing
brings
this.
grilled zucchini with regatta and
Yeah, make sure
walnuts.
you say it right.
No, come on.
Yeah,
You bringing that, Joey? Are you eating that?
Probably not. But I mean, I don't know. I've been in like expanding my palates recently. So
Oh yeah, you're expanding your palate.
dude, I've been like a chicken nugget, like fries guy forever. Just like pizza, bagel, like I don't know.
Yeah, he's a classic chicken nuggets and fries, or a bagel sandwich, bacon, egg,
Yeah.
and cheese. He'll eat like 4 bacon, egg, and cheeses in one day.
If you invited me to that like 3-4 years ago, no way I was eating anything new like that.
You peeling onions in the chat, right? He's like, "Is this cookout on next level, chef?" Exactly, man. You just got to keep it simple.
Yeah, it has to be simple.
Number 9, they got a watermelon strawberry caprese salad, which actually might be pretty good.
Yeah, but you're not a berriesman.
I'm not, but I like the strawberry salad, and I'm a huge.
How are you
watermelon.
not a berriesman? What do you not like about berries? Is it the consistency?
Have you ever
Like,
seen
what
the
is it?
video on the strawberries where they say if you put it in some kind of water, there's little like parasites come out of every berry, every strawberry?
Oh my gosh, you're gonna let
So I'm
that
out on that.
conflict you?
Yeah, I'm out on that. Blueberries, I'm down with.
Yeah, they're great. I could eat the whole thing in one sitting.
Raspberries, one of
Perfect.
them, because raspberries or blackberries have the little seeds in it.
Yeah.
I hate
both
they get
have
jammed in
seeds.
my teeth and stuff.
Oh, come
Nah,
on.
out
You eat
on
popcorn, don't you?
Yeah,
You get the kernels stuck in your teeth. It's like the same thing.
popcorn. Every bag of popcorn, every box of popcorn at the ballpark, and every bag of popcorn at a movie should come with a flosser,
I 100%
just like
agree.
taped onto the side. I'll even pay an extra 20 cents for it.
I 100% agree. I just was at the movies like 2 weeks ago, and I got like a bag of popcorn, and
Yeah.
the whole time I'm like, trying to like suck the kernels out
yeah,
of my
it ruins
teeth.
the whole movie.
It's horrible.
Hey, by the way, your glasses are getting some love in the chat too.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they're saying a little retro look.
Oh,
What are they?
thank
Are they
you.
Warby Parkers?
yeah, they are. Warby Parker. Yeah,
You're such
great.
a Warby Parker guy.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
Hey, this segment is brought to you by the fine folks over at Bet Parks. We love Bet Parks, whether it's your online sportsbook or going to the casino. Bet Parks is our betting action and gambling action of choice, and actually for food and some nice concerts, which maybe we'll get to in a little bit. So let's take a break and have a word from our sponsors. Let's go Cherry Hill Mitsubishi. They're our boys. So if you're looking for the most affordable 7-passenger SUV in America, CherryHillMitsubishi.com has you covered with the 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander. It's like that. It's like a Scottish warrior, it sounds like. And Cherry Hill Mitsubishi is currently celebrating 4th of July savings all month long on their massive selection of budget-friendly and gas-sipping Mitsubishis. Here's a fact that shocked me. Mitsubishi Motors is #1 in customer satisfaction with dealer services among mainstream brands and SUV owners. And that's not me saying it. It's not Andrew saying it. That's J.D. Power. We've all know about J.D. Power. They are legit people in the automotive service industry, and they rank Mitsubishi's #1. So combine that with the best warranty in the automotive business, 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain, and 5 years, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper. Everyone's favorite. We all love the bumper-to-bumper warranty. So why settle for a lesser warranty and be on the hook for costly repairs down the road? There's no reason. So stop in today. Tell them PHLY sent you and receive a $100 Restaurant.com gift card just for taking a test drive or completing a trade appraisal. So you just stop in, take a test drive, $100, dinner, date, whatever. So I know people buy Mitsubishis elsewhere. I just don't know why. Drive home in your new Mitsubishi today, just minutes from all bridges, or available online 24/7 at CherryHillMitsubishi.com.
Anthony Gargano, PHLY, VG. My brother, you look hot.
Dude.
I mean, I feel kind of hot too, to be honest with you.
Dude, my house is like a sauna meets a steam room. It's insane. This heat's unbearable.
Well, look, this Philly heat is no joke. It's summertime, man.
Dude, if I could tell you, I stood with my head in the freezer for 10 minutes before I left the house today. Disaster.
Brother, just turn on the AC. How come you just don't turn on your air conditioner?
Trying to save some cash, man. Save the world. Save the climate. Go green. All that stuff.
Listen, I feel you. Do yourself a favor. I got your answer.
All
All
right.
right? Like, do it solid. Check out Pico's energy saving rebates. All right, they've got deals on Energy Star cooling equipment that actually work and cut your bills.
So you're telling me no more freezer head?
No, not unless you want to look like a freezer head.
No, I'm good.
All
This is
right?
great news.
I'm serious. You're good, man. Trust me. Just head to pico.com/ways to save. They got tips for everything. Heating, cooling, lighting, you name it. It's Pico. We love Pico.
I'm in. All right.
Now, hey,
I love that ad. Nothing makes me smile
VG,
more
you're
than
looking hot.
Cuz telling me I look hot. I'm going through a little cuz withdrawal, actually.
You have?
Yeah. I'm
actually, me
missing.
too.
I'm missing on busting our stones about pasta salads and all that. So I think I got a little something. It's nothing close to ant, but it's just going to scratch the ant itch a little bit.
Okay.
So
What do you got for us?
We're going to check in with a little culture from my boy Tony Cash.
Tony Cash. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see who Tony Cash is.
I think this will make everybody just feel good about missing Ann a little bit.
There's nothing better than having one of these after a nice dish of pasta. You see this right here? Espresso. Black. With no sugar and no milk. Just like a real man drinking his coffee. Forget about it.
Should that kid be drinking coffee? Is he like too young to
so drink coffee? Though.
Is there like an
a
ethical
real man.
age for coffee and kids? Like
Tony Cash NYC, follow on Instagram.
Yeah.
we're going to check in with Tony Cash a few times during the show just to, keep us on the straight and narrow with the Italiano culture. And he is not, as he says on Instagram, he is not the Rizzler.
The Rizzler, yeah,
yes.
he kind of looks like the Rizzler.
Yes. So you got the Flyers gear on.
I
wanna
do,
talk to you,
yes.
so I was a little bummed yesterday.
Yeah, me too.
But I will say I saw some videos from Charlie from the developmental camp yesterday. Our boy Porter Martone looking good.
Yeah, man. I was looking at on Twitter here, and I just saw a video of him skating around. He looks good, man. I'm excited.
He looks good skating. Nesbitt doesn't look great skating, but we knew that going into this.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about, I like what the Flyers are doing. You look at their trade, everyone they drafted and everyone they signed, more so with the signings. It's a 2-year max. So you could see they've been telling us we're pretty much 2 years away.
Yeah.
And I like that. They overpaid a little bit for players, but I like signing people to 1 or 2 years because you're going to have some flexibility. And we're all looking forward to that salary cap space, some contracts off the books, some space. How you feeling with your Flyers gear on?
You know, I am the biggest Zamboner out of everybody here. So I
don't even know if you're a Zamboner.
Zamboners
have a certain level of.
I mean, I did, but I fell off for a little bit. But I'm excited for this team. Obviously, I like what they're doing. I like what they're bringing in. I like these young guys. I like the size of these guys that they're bringing in. They really seem like they're like sizemen. They just wanted these big guys to come in here.
You two are a size king?
I'm not a size king like Anthony, but,
right.
I can enjoy a little bit of bigness, from time to time. Michkov, obviously, I just can't wait to see him develop more. Obviously, he had a great season last year, and, I mean, his first season here in the NHL, to see what's going to be his future ahead. And, I mean, just if they can get a goalie and they got a
goalie. We're just waiting for him. That's what I'm saying. We're on a 2-year plan.
Are we talking about? Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, we got Vladar.
Vladar.
No, we got Zavragin.
Yeah, the Zavragin.
Come on, man.
No, I'm excited. I can't wait to see. I'm going to be definitely watching a lot more games next year for the Flyers than I have in probably the last, I don't even know, 10 years. So I'm excited.
I'm looking at Eddie Wright. They think he looks fine. I got to say, I don't think he looked fine. I think he looked a little lumbering, and he looked, as I read, heavy-footed coming down the middle. So I don't know. You hope for the best for him. Martone actually did say something interesting. He hopes to make the team. If he doesn't make the team, he's going to sit with his agent. It looks like he might prefer to go back to college instead of playing in the minor system.
Which is, to me, is cool. I mean, I don't understand that whole, system, how you can get drafted and go back to college. That's beyond me. But I love that. If that's a way for him to develop, and he's obviously not that – if he's not there yet to make the team next year, 1 more year going back to college and just having that time to develop, I think that's great. I mean, I love that.
We're hoping Tyler Zulli joins us a little to dig into this Flyers game a little bit yesterday. Joey, what's your favorite side?
My favorite side, like food?
Yeah, that's a cookout. What are you going to?
I don't know, like fries, like chips.
All right, so let's just stop there.
Chips, fries, chicken nuggets.
Chips, I would put on the list. French fries at a cookout? Who's cooking out French fries?
I don't know, man.
What cookout have you been to where someone's got a deep fryer or an air fryer just
I wish they did.
out,
I don't really
out
do
French fries?
I don't really do sides at a cookout. I just get my cheeseburger.
You're not going to eat macaroni and cheese.
No, not
baked beans, baked potato.
I have to be around 4 walls to eat mac and cheese. I need to be cooked inside. I feel like bugs.
I agree with you. I'm not a big fan of the mac and cheese at the cookout either.
Yeah,
I saw that on a lot of lists.
Oh, you don't like mac and cheese on a cookout?
Nah.
I do. I like it.
Mac and cheese. I like cold dishes at the cookout for the most part. Other than my sandwich. People want to know if you're high with the French fries.
Yeah.
No.
You just run solely off of French fries and chicken nuggets.
Dad, CEO's just like, is he high?
That's just all I eat.
Yeah.
Try to get some crunchy French fries.
Man, you got fries here or something? I think Tyler's ready, by the way, Joey. Yeah, you can pull him up. Yo, Tyler!
Wow. Hey guys. Tyler Zulli joining us. He's the big deal. Presented by Cherry Hill Jeep. And is it a big deal?
How many guests did you ask to come on for me to be the big deal?
Oh, dude, come on, man. We're
Tyler,
digging
you're a
in. We
big
had
deal.
2 Phillies games yesterday. Who else is going to bring it to us like this, like you are?
Joey, have you ever been invited to a barbecue before?
Clearly not.
I mean, he might have been invited. I don't think he's ever shown up to one. He's like chicken finger. He's looking for chicken nuggets and French fries at a barbecue.
Stopped at Wendy's before the party.
Yeah, the spicy nugs. Gets a biggie bag.
Hey, Tyler, how concerned are you? I mean, obviously we have a concern with Abel. It's probably just normal growing pains, but what are you seeing from him?
Yeah, I think the command yesterday was concerning. The last couple of starts, the start against the Blue Jays and then the start against the Cubs, he kind of danced around of danger a little bit, gave up a lot of hard contact. He was in the zone a lot, which honestly I don't have any issue with, considering the type of guy that we've seen seen Mick Abel be over the course of his minor league career. Yesterday was the first time that the command stuff kind of reared its ugly head. He really didn't feel comfortable. At least it looked like it. He didn't feel really comfortable yesterday on the mound. And I said to John Marks this morning, there was a pitch that he threw. He had walked a runner in already. It was bases loaded and it was 2-2. And he tried to like flip up what felt like a get me over curveball, one of those curveballs you would throw in a nothing count to try to get something in the zone. And he flipped it up and it was ball 3. And then he walked the guy on the next bat or in the next pitch. And he had walked in consecutive runners. The command yesterday, he did not look comfortable on the mound. And maybe it was in part due to the fact that his start got skipped against the Braves because of the rain delay. He hadn't pitched since June 20th, I think it was. But I think yesterday was the first time where he did not look comfortable. And that was probably the most concerning thing for me.
Yeah, I think JT commented he just didn't have his feel. Do you think he's just overthinking too much right now?
I think he's overthrowing.
Overthrowing?
Yeah, I think he's overthrowing a little bit. And the first couple of starts we saw him, like I said, we saw him in the zone a lot. And that was great. He only had 6 or 7 walks through the first 5 starts. Now he's only going about 4 1/3 on average per start. But, you know, he's a 5th starter. And if you can get any kind of length out of a 5th starter, you'll take it. Yesterday, it felt like he was trying to place the ball as opposed to pitching. And when you get into a spot where you're walking guys and your command has faltered a little bit, when you start to try to place the ball instead of trying to make your pitch, you're just doubling down on your command problems. And I think yesterday it felt like he was really trying to say, I am going to put this baseball in this inch by inch spot. And once you do that, your command is cooked.
Because he actually, the first inning, he looked pretty good with the 2 strikeouts. And I think it was the Machado at bat. I was listening on the radio, and LA just seemed bewildered. He's like, how does he strike out 2 guys? And then with Machado, he looks like he's lost his command. And he was thinking, he's like, I wonder if you took the name off the back of the jersey, if he would have attacked Machado a little differently, if he's intimidated. And then once that happened, it just seemed like he was just really pressing.
Yeah, well, it's something Andrew and I talked about during the watch along yesterday, because I said that, you know, with a doubleheader, they're going to need to get some length from him.
Yeah.
And you're hoping to not tax the bullpen too much with 18 innings of baseball that you're going to have to play. And I was like, listen, hey, if you're facing a team that doesn't strike out much. The Padres came into the series second in strikeouts, second fewest strikeouts per game. Now they're third. But it was just the Blue Jays and the Royals that strike out less per game. And the at-bat to Jackson Merrill was a really good one, because the Phillies kind of had a plan for Jackson Merrill all series, which was, hey, man, if you're going to chase out of the zone, we're just going to keep throwing you there. And Wheeler did it on Monday night. Abel did it in the first at-bat yesterday. Sanchez did it a little bit yesterday as well. He was a lot more in the zone, so he was just trying to keep his pitch count down. But that first at-bat to Merrill was a really good one where he got everything he wanted. And you're right, then it was, a 4-pitch walk to Machado, and then the second inning was where it really obviously unfolded.
And he had him to say. He had 2 outs with Diaz, 0-2. And then it was just like a train wreck.
Yeah, and between that at bat and then the Machado at bat, where it was the first breaking ball that he threw over the heart of the plate, left it way up, and Machado, clears the bases with it because he's Machado and he's a really good hitter, and he's going to do that with that type of pitch. You could just tell, like Andrew and I were discussing it yesterday. Is it one of those situations where doubleheader today, hey, we need you to go 4, and it doesn't matter if you give up 10 runs, you're just going to kind of have to get your butt kicked a little bit. But I think Rob Thompson knew, young kid, only making his 6th MLB start, you got to get him out of there.
Yeah, you had to get him out. So they're walking. It's a weird slope they're on right now because you want to get them right, and there's a lot of trade value here. It seemed like he had a ton of trade value. Are they hurt? Like, do you think they're hurting his trade value? And would you put him out again to try and like get it right and maybe increase his trade value?
Yeah, I'd have him make another start. Because quite frankly, I don't think anybody else right now is the readily available option. Because I think your other option at that point would be a bullpen game. Because Andrew Painter is shut down at least through the All-Star break. He was scheduled to pitch in the Futures game. He's not pitching in the Futures game now. So he's not going to pitch until at least, another two or so weeks. So that's not an option. So your options really are, a bullpen game, or are you going to burn a 40-man roster spot for a guy who isn't currently on the 40? And I think about a guy like Nabil Krismet, who is, pitching in AAA this year. They signed him as a minor league deal, didn't make the team. He's pitching okay in AAA. They have a couple of options down in AAA to be a spot starter, but I think your best course of action still, even after the bad start, is Mick Abel makes at least one more start.
I like Seth Johnson. I liked what I saw yesterday. What did you think about his outing?
Yeah, good stuff. They moved him to the bullpen. He made one start for the Phillies last year. They moved him to the bullpen this year. Really good power fastball, good breaking ball. He was actually one of the interesting pieces. He was the more intriguing piece to me in the trade that they made with Baltimore, because I am super, super high on Moises Chase. And I know he's not pitching this year because he got Tommy John. Mm-hmm. But Johnson was the question mark for me because older prospect, was still ranked in the top 15 in Baltimore. He's in the top 15 for the Philly system as well. He was the one I wasn't entirely sure what he could do. Like, he probably had the more immediate impact, but I'm not sure how substantial it was. I mean, power fastball, good stuff. Obviously mop-up duty yesterday, but he looked impressive.
Dude, if he could be a reliable arm out of the bullpen, that changes everything at the deadline. I mean, I know he's a young kid and he's not going to be great in high leverage stuff, but he's got that fastball and he had some off-speed stuff that looked good.
Yeah, I think if any one of these guys can be reliable bullpen pieces, it changes things. Because I think right now you're still looking at needing two. And one may be internal. Dave Dombrowski said it with Jason Stark a couple weeks ago, that there's a likely scenario that one of the starters ends up pitching out of the bullpen. He kind of called back to the 2018 Red Sox where they used Eovaldi out of the bullpen. They used Price out of the bullpen. Chris Sale got the final outs of the World Series that year against the Dodgers. So, I think that's going to be the plan, where one of these starters, my guess would probably be Luzardo, just because of how good Ranger and Sanchez have been pitching recently, is that Luzardo is the guy that moves to the bullpen, and then probably one other acquisition.
Dude, that sounds crazy. It just seems nuts how good we've seen Luzardo pitch to move into the bullpen. It's just amazing the depth they have right now.
Yeah, and I think it's probably just for the first series. Maybe in a wild card series for sure. Maybe in a DS series potentially as well. You only need the 3. You get back to an NLCS, and Luzardo's going to pitch. You need 4 starters.
Dude, what do you think about across my timeline yesterday? I get the notification. Someone tweets that Garrett Stubbs has been removed from a game.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's got any trade value.
He's coming back,
traded,
VG.
but
He's coming.
Yeah. I mean, we're watching Marchand. He's batting like 180. He's throwing up bunts. Stubbs can do all that and bring some vibes. What does Marchand add? And do you think he's got any trade value?
I think Marchand's at-bats have been pretty bad lately. Yeah. He's looked overmatched at times. I will say this. I have been an advocate for Marchand over Stubbs for all 2025 for, both contractual and upside reasons. I think Marchand has a much higher ceiling than what Garrett Stubbs does. Stubbs is at his ceiling. And what his ceiling is probably a quad A player. And maybe Marchand is also a quad A player. But right now, I think there is a reason to believe he can still be a serviceable major league catcher, at least defensively. The catcher position across baseball is not very good offensively. Cal Raleigh's on an MVP course. If it weren't for Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh legitimately might be the American League MVP.
Who's Cal Raleigh?
Yeah, who is he?
He's with the Seattle Mariners.
No,
he's got 30.
No, we only call him by one.
Oh, the big dumper.
The big dumper. Yeah. We only know him by that name. Come on, Todd.
Yeah, people watching us don't know who Cal Raleigh is.
The big
Cal
dumper.
Riley, come on.
He's on a collision course for like 50 home runs, but outside of that, the catcher position offensively has not been very good this year. So it raises the question about what do you do next season, right? And I think the most logical thing that you do is that JT Realmuto is probably back on a very short deal.
I mean, ideally, you want him on a short deal, like 2 years, but I can't see
Right.
him. He's going to demand a 3-year deal. And there really is nobody out there that you could bring in to sign and replace him as an upgrade.
And that's the thing is, I think internally the hope and the prayer is that at one day, Eduardo Taid is the everyday catcher. The kid can hit. There's no question about it. Is he an everyday pitch caller and an everyday, sequencer and things like that? I don't know. He's 20 years old. Be interested to see how he develops. But the bat is clearly there. He's mashing in Clearwater. I think the expectation is he's probably the everyday catcher, or the hope is everyday catcher in like 2028. But you got to fill those years until that point. And so your stopgap type of guys, right? You think about guys that can hit but can't catch, Gary Sanchez. You think about guys that can catch but can't hit, Kyle Higashioka. Like, there's no real answers to this question.
What do you see from Marchand? Do you think he's got a high ceiling?
It's the defensive side of things. I think his pop time is excellent. He's got an elite arm. And I think he could be a step behind JT in that category. Listen, Garrett Stubbs has good pop time too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's always in a small sample size, always within kind of a pretty high percentage of pop time. I think Marchand's pop time is excellent. And I think he can continue to develop as a pitch caller. I'm not sure what he brings to you offensively more than like a 220, type of guy, 230 type of guy. But I think teams always will value switch hitting, and a switch hitting catcher almost doesn't exist anymore.
Right. Speaking of like pop time and stuff, I have a video of it, but I'm not ready to play video. I didn't load it today, but have you seen, it's a trend. I know it's been around for a bit, but it seems to be more prevalent now with the pickoff moves with the catchers with the glove, where they just flatten the glove down and the pitchers are making pickoff moves.
Yeah. So I think it's been, it goes through different variations, right? It's the tap the helmet, it's the tap the knee. So like when we were playing, our pickoff call by the catcher was either fist or thumb, because you go and like we didn't have pitch com, obviously. You go 1's fastball, 2 curveball, 3 breaking, whatever you have, right? So it was usually called, if a pickoff was called by the catcher, it was usually a fist down or a thumb down, thumb extended. And so you go through different variations of like, what is the call out? What's the signal? And right now it seems to be glove down is a pretty common trend across baseball. That's like the, hey, take a look over to the runner.
It seems really effective. I don't know. My timeline every day, I'm seeing a glove down pickoff move that's successful. Jim Bowden of The Athletic, he wrote an article yesterday of like trade. He surveyed some GMs about trades that they think would happen. The top 12 maybe. And they had Castellanos being moved. Are you surprised at that?
Nick Castellanos' name never gets out of the trade rumor mill. And here's my thing. This team has been so clamoring for a right-handed bat offensively. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the power numbers have been great. His power has been sapped a little bit in terms of home runs, but he's well above 20 doubles already, and he's above 280. Now I get it. He drives you nuts when he's flailing at the breaking ball down and away, especially early in the count. Swings early, loves to swing often. He's trying to ambush fastball. I get it. And sometimes he gets fooled really, really bad. But I think in terms of consistency, this is a guy who had a streak snapped of like 300 some odd straight games played. And it was because of disciplinary reasons. It wasn't because he was missing time.
Right.
When he's right, which he's been right for most of the year, I think his numbers have been pretty good. Again, 280, 20 plus doubles. He's been a pretty good middle of the lineup type of guy. He's a very good player. I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's a lead. And defensively, he's gotten worse and worse as the years have gone on. He looks like he's running with a fridge tied to his back, defensively in right field. But it's the type of guy when he's on a roll, he's over a week span, he's a 10-hit guy, right? And the consistency has been there for most of the year. I don't quite understand right now. If you want to do it in an off-season conversation, I can get behind it a little bit more. But right this moment, you need right-handed hitters, and he's one of your more consistent right-handed hitters this year. Like, it's Trey Turner, and then it's him and Alec Bohm.
And Otto Kemp. His bats look good.
Otto Kemp swung a good bat so far. I think that there's reason to believe he can find his way into the lineup a couple times a week still, even with Bryce Harper back. Yeah.
So speaking of like the outfield and stuff, there's a lot of clamoring for Crawford. People say, I mean, Jim Salisbury said it might be soon. I don't know. I don't see what he really gives them that they need right now. Like, he's a contact hitter. He's a singles hitter. He's from the left side of the plate. They're drastically missing some power and some bop.
Well, I think they're two separate things here. I think they're drastically missing a right-handed power hitter. There's no question about it. It's why they've been linked to every right-handed power bat that's available,
Yes.
on the trade market. And I think the next 2 weeks are going to be really telling, because there's a lot of teams right now, VJ, who are hanging around the 500 mark that may still believe that they're postseason contenders, right? Like, does Boston still think it's a contender 2 games below 500? Do the Twins or the Guardians still think they're contenders 4 games below 500? Does Texas still think they're a contender a game below 500? Yeah. I think the next 2 weeks it'll really start to shake itself out as to who's real and who's not. And then you'll start to see the Adolis Garcia type players. Do the Rangers look to move him? Do the Orioles look to move Ryan O'Hearn at the deadline, right? And like, I think some of these names will start to come about, and they'll start to open up based on the next 2 weeks, because everybody right now still thinks, oh yeah, we're only a game and a half out of a playoff spot, or we're only 2 games under 500. We can still compete. When in reality, you can't, but you're fooling yourself into believing you can now that 14 teams make the postseason, or 12 teams make the postseason.
Yeah. All right. Before we let you go, I saw a thing. The question was, is Zach Wheeler the best pitcher in baseball since 2020?
Yes, without question, the answer is yes.
Yeah, because he's first in innings pitched. He's got more wins. He's first in ERA, first in K to walk ratio, first in WHIP. I mean, he's first all across the board, it feels like.
Yeah, I think that if you asked me this 2 years ago, I would have said there's 3 guys that could get into this category. It's Zach Wheeler, it's Corbin Burnes, and it's Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole was coming off that just unbelievable year. The year prior, had pitched with Houston, was good, was with the Yankees, was good. He's kind of been plagued with injuries over the last couple of seasons. And Corbin Burnes, has been really good, but he's not an innings eater the way that the other 2 guys are when they're on their peak. Zach Wheeler gets better, has gotten better with age. I mean, the guy is just unbelievably consistent. He doesn't miss starts. He's consistently giving you at least 6 innings a night. The command with the fastball is there. He wants to attack you with the fastball, and he does it because he can. He's dropped his arm slot over the last couple of years, which allows him to elevate the fastball up in the zone a little bit more. It's got that, like, I say it fights gravity, but it feels like it's got almost a little bit of rise to it. And his plethora of breaking balls and off-speed stuff, his complement's 5 pitches deep. And he's willing to throw any pitch in any spot. This team has a couple of guys who will attack you with multiple pitches in any given count, and it makes them super unpredictable. And when you're as good as Zach Wheeler is, that becomes almost impossible to hit. The other night, he had 10 strikeouts against the Padres, and he got everything he wanted. I mean, in most starts, he gets everything he wants. The numbers you laid out are all there. 900-plus innings since 2020. The wins, only Framber Valdez has more. The strikeouts are elite. The strikeout to walk ratio is elite. Just everything he does, he gets better and better as he gets older. And into his 30, was he 34, 35, something like that now? Mm-hmm. Like, he's a better pitcher at 34 than he was at 31. He's a better pitcher at 34 than he was when the Phillies signed him. This guy is without question the best pitcher in baseball since he's been a member of the Phillies.
Hey, Tyler, a quick question about a potential trade, because we have the trade deadline that's coming up here. And BG, you might like this one. So it seems like in the last 24 hours, something has been circulating around on the socials saying that the Phillies have had discussions with the Diamondbacks looking to possibly make a trade for Shelby Miller and Eugenio Suarez in a package involving Mick Abel and more. What do you think about Shelby Miller? We know about Suarez from here on the show, but can you kind of give us your thoughts on those 2 players?
Yeah, I mean, VG, you're like the Eugenio Suarez conductor, right?
Dude,
I know you're big on him. And here's the thing. My question, I think a lot of people's question is, where is he going to play? The answer is probably third, which would move, I guess, Bohm to first and Harper back to the outfield. I'd be curious to see how that works. Shelby Miller, since converting to a reliever, and I talked to Derek Montilla from the PHNX podcast a couple of weeks ago about this was not expected. The expectation was Justin Martinez was going to be their closer, AJ Puck was going to be their setup guy, and Shelby Miller was going to be a middle relief type of guy. And since that time, Puck's been on the 60, Martinez is on the 60, and Miller's really stepped up for the Diamondbacks, who have had a lot of question marks and injuries really to their pitching staff. he's been really, really good out of the Diamondbacks bullpen so far. My real question is, Mick Abel. I think if you said it's Mick Abel for those two, the answer is probably definitively yes. What's the more? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what else is the more?
That's the fear is the more.
Yeah, right. And Andrew, you and I have talked on the Philly show plenty about I don't pro clutch prospects. There's 3 guys that I really would like to not trade, and that's it within the farm system. So if it's prospects, I would love to know who and how many. But I think it would provide you the power bat. Now Suarez strikes out a lot. But also we saw him have a 4 home run game earlier this season. The power bat would be real. And I think Shelby Miller would definitively make this bullpen better. My question really is, what's the return? What's the more?
Yeah.
What if it's Bohm?
See, I have almost gotten to the point of being like in the Bohm, like leader of the support group for Alec Bohm. And I think the consistency is important to me. His defense has gotten better. I think, he's never going to be a Gold Glover, but I trust him at third now. I think he's become a much more consistent defensive third baseman. The doubles are starting to come back. The RBI numbers are starting to come back. And after a dreadful April, he's been very good for the most part over the season. I think I would be hesitant in that deal. I think probably my answer would be no in that deal. Because I believe Suarez is an impending free agent, correct?
Suarez is a free agent after this, yeah.
Yeah, so I would be thinking about the money involved and the contract involved because Bohm has 1 more year of arbitration after this.
Yeah.
I still think that to me, if Bohm's involved in that move, I'm a little bit more hesitant to make that deal.
Oh man!
And then you're taking away a bat that's producing right now as well.
Yeah,
so
but you're getting a guy who'll hit,
back into.
he'll hit 25 home runs for the rest of the season up here, as opposed to Bohm's 8. Or 5.
I think the reality is that the Diamondbacks would probably ask for more pitching, even before their injuries. Like we talked about it last year, they scored over 900 runs and missed the playoffs because their pitching staff was so bad. And really, since they've left the World Series, their pitching staff has been underwhelming. They went and signed Corbin Burns, which made a ton of sense. He's got Tommy John. He's done for the year. Starting rotation's been underwhelming. I think they just DFA'd one of their starters from the World Series team. They need pitching help. So I think if that deal was to be culminated, I do think the Diamondbacks would ask for more pitching on top of Alec Bohm.
Yeah, they'll probably use Zach Gallen walks after this year too. I think he's a free agent, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Tyler, what's your favorite side at a cookout other than French fries and chicken nuggets?
Yeah, French fries and chicken nuggets. So the mac and cheese, 1,000,000% in on.
Yeah,
but
man.
I've also said, I'm saying this with John today, when it comes to 4th of July specifically, I don't know. I feel like I'm a grab and go guy at 4th of July. I bounce around. I'm talking to people. You're in the pool, you're hanging out, whatever the case may be. I'm pretty simple when it comes to 4th of July. Give me a burger, give me some corn on the cob, give me some sides, and I'm pretty good.
Are you butter only on the corn on the cob? What do you do with your corn on the cob?
No, it's funny. You can give me some street corn. I love street corn.
Oh yeah,
with a little elote and some tahine and whatnot. But if it's just going to be corn on the cob, just give me a plain corn on the cob. I'm good.
Nice. Well, thanks for joining us, Tyler. Man, have a great, safe weekend and holiday. Yes.
Yes, Tyler.
We lose you?
Did we lose you, Tyler?
Hello, Tyler.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Can you not hear us?
I lost you. All I saw was Pat's living room.
Hey, Joey's got it under control.
Yeah, Joey's doing something right now.
Yeah. So I was just saying, thanks for joining us. Have a happy, safe holiday weekend and all that stuff, man.
Appreciate you guys. You're all the best. Enjoy your holiday weekend. I'll talk to you guys on Monday.
Thank you.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Hey, guys.
That, of course, was brought to us, The Big Deal by Cherry Hill Jeep.
Who?
You want to tell us? Take a break, talk to some sponsors.
All right. I guess I'm doing this. My first time reading
it.
There we go. This one is important to me, though. Rothman. I love Rothman so much. Obviously, you guys have heard. Anthony has brought it up. VG has brought it up. I went through a little bit of an injury. I had to get some help taken care of with that injury. Rothman really helped me get myself right and back into shape and back into feeling good. They obviously help VG in a time of need. So Rothman is very near and dear. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about getting you back to what you love, especially this summer. Whether you're biking by the Schuylkill, which I love to do, chasing your kids through the sprinkler, or finally tackling that hiking trail, it's tough when your body doesn't cooperate. That's where Rothman Orthopedics comes in. From aches after a pickup game to old injuries flaring up on summer adventures, Rothman's team of experts is here to help. With advice-based care and a commitment that is helpful to restoring your mobility, they'll get you back in shape stronger than ever. Don't let the pain put your summer on pause. Visit rothmanortho.com/PHLY to book your appointment today and get back to doing what you love pain-free. Rothman Orthopedics. Getting back to the summer game is their mission.
All right. Nicely done, Frazier. I'm going to talk to you about our friends over at Bet Park Sportsbook. Baseball is here. Not today for us, but there's always games out there. And I'm checking out. I like the Giants and Robbie Ray, minus 119 tonight. And the old good one always comes through, it feels like. Any run line against the Rockies. So Astros minus 1.5 against the Rockies tonight is minus 125. Don't forget to bet the game combos on Bet Parks, which increase your odds of winning. And you can bet player performances, strikeouts, hits, walks, home runs. Live bet as an at-bat comes up increases the enjoyment while you're watching the games. There's always another way to win on the Bet Park Sportsbook app and online casino app. You can check out brand new games like Huff and More Puff, Fire, Blaze, Sky Queen, which I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
That's a Bet Parks exclusive. This is the only app I ever use to recommend to make bets, to play casino games. They got live dealer games, which, I'm a big fan of. Live blackjack, live roulette, craps, poker, baccarat. The actual live dealers have great personalities. They make jokes. They
Do they really?
Yeah, they talk to people in the chat. It's fantastic.
I gotta check that out, man.
You can play hot online slots based on your favorite streaming shows like Walking Dead, Squid Game, Breaking Bad, Peaky Blinders, and all your favorite classic casino games from wherever you are. Don't forget about Betty the Yeti. She's out there.
Betty!
Yeah, new users, you get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours, which you probably won't be, but just in case. Hey, go to betparks.com, download the app right now, and enjoy all the action and excitement from the casino at your fingertips. You must be 21 and in PA, New Jersey, Maryland, or Michigan for Bet Parks. You love to play, you play to win, you bet. Bet Parks. Gambling problem? Don't hesitate to call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right.
All right, it's time for another check-in. We're going to need a little more Italian culture in my life.
Yeah.
Let's see what Tony Cash has got for us right now.
What are you doing, Tony? Yo, Tony, what are you...
Yo, guys, I was at the deli getting a sandwich, and the guy behind the counter goes, "Would you like some mozzarella on it?" I said, "Yo, guy, are you out of your mind? It's mozzarella. Don't disrespect my culture."
Don't disrespect the culture.
Are you out of your mind?
Yo, guys.
Hey, you out of your mind?
I get it. It's Tony Cash at NYC. He's giving us our Italian culture check-ins every half hour or so. Follow him on Instagram. The kid's funny.
I do think Nona Gracie, the one that he talks about in the videos all the time, is from Philadelphia.
Is
That is
he?
not
Yeah,
confirmed. But I've seen her make videos in Philly talking about like espresso spots.
Yeah.
She likes to go to, so she could be here.
All right, we got TV Todd's coming up. Victor from Philadelphia Magazine's going to join us. The great Pat McClune is on deck, about ready to join us. Is Pat here? All right, let's do it. Pat, presenting sponsor, we're going to do Bet Parks, man. This Pat McClune segment brought to you by the great friends over at Bet Parks.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen, and all the ships at sea. It's time for headlines from the editor's desk with Pat McClune.
Yo, what's up,
What's
Pat?
going on, Pat?
Hello, boys. It's good to look right at Andrew, and hopefully, I'm sure Joey's good behind the controls there.
He's doing a great
The,
job.
He's under rough conditions. We got vermin and rodents running by his feet.
No.
He's not too comfortable over there, but he's doing a great job.
I'm holding my own right now.
Yeah.
But, Joey certainly got the family thing down. I mean, one of the holes in Anthony's game is him and food. And, Joey's a really good man, but when you hit him with the sides and he can't get out of the chicken nuggets and fries phase.
What's the last
I'm
cookout?
proud of you, Joe, but you got it. That expansion needs to get. You got it. There's expansion and then there's expansion. So let's get involved.
I'm on it. I'm trying.
He's on
I'm
the
trying.
second tier of that one. Yeah.
Good.
You grill up a mean French fry at your barbecue, Pat?
Wouldn't. The only way there's a French fry at it is if you have a 2-year-old that's fussy, will only eat French fries. You got to bring some of those,
Or a Joey.
Yeah, or a Joey.
Or Joey, yes, yeah. Who the French fries for? Oh, they're for the 2 years old and Joey.
Pat, we haven't seen you since the draft Friday for the NHL. What are your thoughts on what the Fly Boys are doing?
I'm totally in favor of anywhere the Flyers are going with that hierarchy. Hilferty, Jonesy, and Briere. And one of the things I think that's good about it, from what I can tell, is that they are, Tockett's already got a lot of say in that organization. It looks like some of the people they're going after, the way they went in the draft, the guy they picked up yesterday played some years
Dvorak,
for Tocchet, in Dvorak in Arizona. So I think that he's looking forward to getting these guys in the laboratory and getting it going. When's your boy, the goalie, going to be ready, VG?
2 years, right?
They say, well, I think Bill said maybe 3 years, 2 or 3 years of Vragan. Yeah.
Right.
But they said that about Mitchkov. He came over a little early. You never know. Right.
I like a team that has a goal in mind and where they're going, and the Flyers certainly do. But wow, they took that getting bigger to an extreme there. Certainly,
yeah.
Anthony
there was
couldn't
a 6'10",
be more happy.
Jumping for
somewhere.
joy.
They would have been all over that guy.
Yeah, they got a bunch of big boys drafted. It's like Anthony's dream board. Yeah, he's probably happy they didn't get the small Russian Shabanov.
Ratnov.
Exactly. I'm thinking about the fourth guys, and one thing I wanted to bring up, you guys covered the food and all pretty well, is I had a long-standing theory that blew up about 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And that theory was that I couldn't think of anything that we're close to that did not evolve or come up with any invention as fireworks. Fireworks to me were the same in 1970 as they were in 2022. And I kept thinking, can't we come up with something new here? And I really was able to hang tough to that theory. But then drones are what did it. If you get a good show with the drones, that is evolving fireworks.
Have you seen a good drone show?
I've seen the ones that where the Eagles are involved in Center City. I haven't sat through one live. Have you guys?
I've done it at the Citizen Bank Park.
Did they do them last night?
They did. I love them, man. I think they're fantastic.
Oh yeah, the drones is really elevated. It was needed badly, and here along came the drones.
You are right, though. The fireworks have basically been the same my whole life.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember our place was Alany High in Alany. Yeah, and you could sit there. And there was a grade school named Morrison, and I always thought it was cool that the fireworks would go off, and then you'd hear the bang, and then the bang would reverberate off the school and come back at you. So some of the physics of that was great. VG, where was your spot back in your neighborhood?
I believe when we were kids, we'd go up to like Longcrest, actually, maybe in a park in
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a move for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. We used to go to Long Beach Island, and we would take the boat out in the bay.
Look at this guy, fancy
and,
guy.
They had the barge right there, and they would shoot them off the barge, and you were literally underneath of them, and you get the soot raining down on you.
That had to be great.
Yeah,
that had to be great. That sounds like a good.
Can you even imagine being a kid and then being in Long Beach Island on a boat watching fireworks?
It was good. It was a great time.
We were a concrete jungle, and we didn't have a car.
Yes.
The boat and the fireworks above me. That would have been about that. that would have been embedded in my mind forever.
He's a total aristocrat over here. He's got his Warby Parker glasses on. He's on a yacht watching fireworks when he's like 10.
Oh, come on. It was a good time. I loved it.
There you go. Why wouldn't you? Yeah.
What's your temperature on the Phil? Like I was trying to say, I think the Phillies are in a really good place right now. I feel like I'm an outcast when I'm in the bars around town and walking around town. I feel like everyone is just expecting them to fizzle out and they're not contenders. But I see a team they're in the right place compared to everybody else. They making a move or two, they should be fine.
I think that, there seems like there's been an inordinate amount of complaint for, and this is like so typical of something that you and I have been through, VG, is that, sometimes lately you can get kind of complacent about a really good team. I've got too many years underneath me. It's hard for me to complain too much about a first place team.
Yes.
My problem with them, and I meant to look this up and I didn't, but could they mix in a 4-3 week or a 3-4 week once in a blue moon? I mean, that's the thing, they're 2 games up and they've been fine, but it seems like even I can tell from doing the show on a weekly basis that I'm going in on a bad week or a good week or a bad week or a good week. And there've been more good weeks than bad. But one of the things that everybody was complaining about not too long ago was how childcare was coming up small. And we talked about that. But I can't complain about Bowman Marsh lately. They've been terrific. The guy that I always thought had the highest ceiling, Stott, he's the guy that you want to see explode.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we all got wooed by him early on. There was so much talk about, this guy's going to win a batting title at some point. Great at bats. And he looks kind of lost.
Exactly. And yeah, I don't know what it is. Thank God it doesn't affect him. I can't imagine there's a better fielding second baseman in the league. I forget who got the Gold Glove last year. I know he didn't, but he's been impressive. There was a play late in the game, might have even been 9th inning No, it was 8th inning with Kerkering, that they had a guy on and there was a shot and it just got over Stott's glove. And I'll tell you what, his vertical leap there would have put Janai Broom to shame.
Hey, so what do you think about Janai Broom?
Well, here again, the Sixers, who I don't have any confidence in whatsoever, it does feel like they're looking around at Howie Roseman and stuff like that, and they feel that this guy is a winner. And Broom's all of that. He pulled a little Willis Reed coming back he was really, really banged up. He's a tough guy. He's a guy that I really, want to root for. But, I made that crack about the vertical leap because I had to look this up to see if I was right. There was some kind of a thing on social media that said that Broom's vertical was 24 inches.
Yeah.
And that there's a football player at D tackle who did 24 and a half. That guy weighs more than you two combined. Probably weighs more than me and Andrew combined. And, I'm not a slender guy.
Did you see the video?
The guy, 464 pounds, this guy.
400.
464, and he had a better vertical than Broom.
There's the video of him at the combines where they jump and swat that thing and whatever. He can't reach whatever it's set at. He looks terrible.
Yeah.
But man, you know these guys. You've seen them in the rec centers around Alney and stuff. They just can play ball, even though they're not the most athletic people.
Yep.
They know how to use their body. They know how spacing works.
Exactly.
And they're just always in the right space.
Yeah, when I moved to Havertown, there was only one guy that I know who was from where I grew up, and God bless him, he passed a few years ago. But we played the Fathers basketball on Friday night, and you know, he was one of the smallest guys there, but he got a lot of the rebounds because he knew how to box out. He knew how to play that Alani Juniata inside the city kind of game. And hopefully Broom brings a little of that. The other thing I like about the guys, and I must admit I didn't know anything about Watford when they got him, is
nothing.
Both Broom and Watford are big guys that see the court a little bit.
Yeah,
and I kind of like that.
Yeah,
I kind of like that. Yeah. You know, I always, at any level, from little kids all the way up to the pros, I've always admired a great pass more than a great shot or a dunk. I love a great pass. And it might be coming out of the forwards. That's not the forte of the guards, but, you know.
Did you ever hear Trenton Wofford before they signed him?
Honestly, no. I did
neither.
Not. I did not. No.
I did not watch a lot of Brooklyn games, so I was totally out.
No. Yeah, and I'm pretty good at the NBA.
Yeah.
But when it gets to every little thing, I kind of, you know, Rich Hoffman and Devon and all, they got that all down to a science. But
they're so good. I feel like I've watched them for 2 years after reading their coverage on it and watching their podcast.
Absolutely.
So I want to get back.
Wasn't thrilled with that Eric Gordon coming back. I mean, that's the definition of what they shouldn't be doing. You know?
Exactly. So I want to go. There's a couple of things I want to touch on because you're a far wiser guy than I am with the Phillies. Do you have Abel do another start at the risk of maybe decreasing his trade value? Do you think it would decrease his trade value if he has another bad outing? Or do you believe in him and you try and increase the value and have him pitch again?
I would have him pitch again for just the opposite reason. I mean, I think that things have been suspect already. I think you could probably do more good than harm with another start in relation to that. And it's crazy that the knock on Abel was that he can't find the plate, and his strike to ball ratio in those first 3 starts was crazy. It was like Wheeler good.
Yes.
But then he really kind of has fallen off. But I certainly see what you're saying, VG. I would lean toward letting him get out there again. If you get a more solid outing of it, you know, it might put some people at ease. But I get that they're going to have to give up something good if they're going to want to do it. And Abel's within the boundaries of what I'd be comfortable with. And I heard you bring up Bohm. I would hate to do that, but
trade Bohm.
Yeah, I heard. I would hate to do that, but depends on what you're getting on the back end. I mean, part of the problem is on these things, you get a lot of guys that you don't have control of. It'd be if you trade somebody like that and you get a big piece with controllability, for lack of a better word, then that makes it more palatable.
The only reason I brought him up is because I really want to see Suarez hit in this ballpark. And, I mean, they obviously tried to move Bohm already, and you only have 1 more year. I don't know if they're going to re-sign him, but they have 1 more year of control with him. So, I mean.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind smoking. So I am on an island with this. Jimmy Salisbury, the great Jim Salisbury, who wrote a good piece today about the Phils yesterday, says, I'm completely out of my mind for even considering trading Ranger at the deadline.
Boy, the chances that I would side with you over Jimmy are really, really remote. But I kind of understand what you're saying. I mean, I would not do this. I would not do this in any way, shape, or form. But I saw trotted out a little bit the idea of the Phillies being sellers, with the idea that you got a really good team and you could really, really load up for the future. I wouldn't do that, but it's an interesting way of thinking. And your thing with Ranger is interesting. And if you really in the back of your mind know that you can't afford him and that you're not going to get it, why not see what you could get for him?
I mean, I think they could get a nice haul for him from a contender. I wouldn't do it to a National League team, but I feel out some American League teams. And it's like, it's a heart versus head issue. Like your heart loves Ranger, and you don't want to, but my head's telling me the smart GM is going to not think with their heart, and they're going to get what they can. If they're not going to re-sign them and bring them back, you might as well. You have so much depth right now at pitching. You might as well see what you can get.
How about if you were the GM that had that kind of thinking and was willing to take the heat and traded Joel 2 or 3 years ago?
Well, right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be built for, and that's my big thing with the Sixers. I keep seeing a thing here, a thing there about whether this guy fits or whatever. Who cares whether they fit with Paul George and Joel? You can't have that thinking. You just need athletes. You need players. You need winners, And the other thing about your point about Ranger is it does speak to the incredible depth that you would even have the temerity to bring that up with Jimmy Southpaw.
Oh, no, solid word. I might have to look that one up.
Yeah. It really, if Abel really could have proven to be the real deal, and, he still could be, and Painter comes up and, Luzardo, you hope those games he has are, aberrations. I was down in Clearwater, and the one day the Phillies weren't playing, my wife and I went over to, I think it's Safety Harbor. I just had half a mind on looking. The Phillies were in the road, and we weren't going to drive that far with it. Do you remember the day in spring training, Luzardo gave up back-to-back homers? Oh, my God. It was wild because they had Rob Thompson mic'd up on the MLB network.
Yeah.
And, all he could do was kind of, you see the eyes going,
Yeah.
It seems like Luzardo is capable of that, but that goes to speak, guys, to the whole thing about the up and down, nature of a winning team, is that some of these individual guys have been up and down too. It bothers me that everybody's given up on Nola. He's not what he was 4 years ago, but what's to say that Nola's not going to come back even stronger?
Well, I mean, I'm an unabashed Phillies fan. I don't always see them as objectively as I should, but I am with you. I really think he has put so many innings in. I think I'm expecting him to come back and look pretty strong and refreshed and have a little zip to his pitches. I'm very optimistic about Nola coming back. Maybe I'm a complete idiot. It wouldn't be the first time. It happens often, but I don't know. I feel good about him returning.
I think he's a big part of that depth, and it's incredible. Some of the I also agree with what you said earlier. I thought when I said that, man, I wish because VG's right. You guys were talking about Seth Johnson. Seth Johnson is worth a real look there.
Yeah.
And, you don't need him to be Estevez in his spot where he was last year or Hoffman. But if Seth Johnson is a much more reliable and higher ceiling than where they had Ruiz last year, that'd be pretty good. If you felt you could put Seth Johnson in to close in that game where you're up 4 runs, like last night, because you need to rest Strom and Kerkering or whatever, that'd be great.
If he's a consistent 6th, 7th inning guy, I mean, with Banks and you grab an arm or two, I really think he'd be a nice addition. He's touching 100 with some off-speed stuff that looks nice.
Yeah, the curve the curve was that was a real curve. That thing was that was really moving. And Abel, we talk about the control, but Abel does have great stuff. So that's where somebody that's looking to pick him up might be taking a risk. But there's no doubt about the velocity and the stuff that you get out of Abel. And, that's the thing that excites me about Johnson is you might have guys that come in, they're pros and stuff like that. I think of it like a David Robertson who knew what he was doing. He never really did great when he was here. It always seemed like he was a guy like he had Al Horford disease. He'd be great before he came to the Phillies, and then he'd leave the Phillies and do better.
Yes.
But I like a reliever that has the ability to strike you out. And Johnson has that.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson has that. I mean, it is risky. He's young and we haven't seen anything, but it's worth taking a closer look, I think.
Let me ask you this, just to go back to the whole Ranger thing, because there's chat. I'm getting crushed. They hate Nola in the chat. But let's just say he comes back after the All-Star break and has 2 really good old classic Nola starts where he gives up his RAV4 inning home run. But other than that, he looks like Nola. Does that lean you more towards trading Ranger?
Yeah, it would have to, you know. I mean, I don't think I would trade Ranger, but I think it's interesting thinking because, you know, if you look at, I get the idea that you want to win and you want to win now and let's worry about next year when it comes to next year, but you could really set yourself up pretty good for next year. I still don't. And here's the thing, you know, you know, you'd wonder about trading Ranger or whatever. Trading this version of Ranger is a little scary, but
yeah,
to answer your question, having proof that Nola's back would only lean toward your case.
Yeah. All right, we got the holiday coming. Before we get you out of here, we need to know what are you doing for the holiday and what do you do on bar? Do you have a specialty? Are you a grillsman? Do you do sides? Do you make a side?
I am a grillsman. We don't grill much down the shore, but no, we don't, because believe it or not, Rich and Mary don't have a grill down there. It's one of my few wraps on them.
Whoa. That's strange.
Yeah, you got to just order the one and get it delivered to the house.
Grilling at the shore is a big deal.
It's their house. They're the most generous relatives in America. I'm America's guest. It's the closest thing I can come to a knock. But you know, I do like grilling. I mean, there was a day 10 years ago that all I could do was grill. Now that I have more time, I've gotten better at just flat out cooking. But I would say the barbecued chicken and maybe that little dish that lets you put the fish on there without getting burned. You know, I can get a flounder or a salmon on there. That'll get the job done. But if I have to go with one thing to bring over that I'm not going to embarrass myself with, I'll put a little jump up, you know, give a little jump to the barbecue chicken and get that over.
Dude, it's so underrated fish on the grill. I don't know why it's so much better than broiling it or anything. It's so good on the grill.
I love fish.
Absolutely. Yep. Stuff tastes better on the grill and stuff on the grill tastes better down the shore. It's, you know.
Truth.
I think pizza tastes better down the shore. You get it. Scans on the boardwalk in Wildwood or whatever.
Yes.
That's living.
That is living. Yeah. You're right.
All right, Pat, thanks for taking time out of your day.
Thanks, Pat.
The holiday weekend and spending it.
Okay, guys. Have a great holiday.
Safe holiday.
Good seeing Andrew. Nobody takes better care of me than Mr. Frazier. So here you go.
Thanks, Pat. Good seeing you as well.
All right. Good work back there, Joey. You're doing all right. Just expand the palate, my man.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Pat. All right, take a break.
Do you mind me jumping on with something real quick?
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you guys might know I'm a big football fan. I said football, soccer. But in this situation, I'm going to call it football.
Yeah.
So news broke last night. I don't know if you guys are aware of Liverpool. I'm a big fan of Liverpool. One of their forwards unfortunately passed away in a car crash in Spain. His name is Diogo Jota. Him and his brother, Andre Silva, they were both in the car, and you know, an accident happened, and they both unfortunately passed. And Diogo was just married 5 days ago.
Jeez.
So I'm a little broken up about it because he's one of my favorites on the club. He's one of the reasons I kind of got into the club, and seeing him on Portugal national team, on Liverpool, what his contributions were as a player and as a person. He was a very beautiful spirit, and he brought a lot of love and kindness to the club and to the people around him. And I just wanted to say for his family, for his new wife, I also had children as well, and everybody involved in the club and around him. I just want to say that I'm deeply saddened by this, and my love is out there for you. And just kind of a PSA to everybody who's here listening to us right now, and for VG and Joey, if there's somebody that's in your life that's very special, whether it's a mom, a dad, a sibling, a child, a teacher that you used to talk to a lot, somebody that you confided in a lot. Maybe it's somebody a friend that you have that you don't really talk to that much. Just reach out and give them some love, because we don't know when things are going to happen. Things can happen in a flash, very unexpectedly, and it's really important that we love every single person around us, no matter who they are. And so that I just want to say that.
Yeah, of course. Terrible story. Terribly sad.
Really sad.
All right, let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
Talk to some sponsors.
Me first?
Yeah.
All right.
Empire. I don't want you singing after that.
Empire today.
Today.
Not tomorrow. Not yesterday, but today. Just like your favorite team needs a home court field ice advantage, your home needs an at-home floor advantage as well. And Empire can help you get that. Empire today is a flooring expert. They're dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. Look, we've all been to the big box store, and you can go in there, you can run down the aisles, you can look at all the shelves, and you can wind up coming out of there with all these materials. And then you get home and you're like, well, what the heck do I do with all this stuff? Well, the thing is, Empire is so good that it doesn't matter if you know what to do with the materials or not. They're going to help you. They're going to help you with the flooring. They're going to help you pick out what kind of flooring you like. They're going to match it with your furniture, with the colors of your wall, whatever you are in, your kitchen, your bedroom, your living room, your bathroom. They will help you get that. They're flooring experts, and they bring the showroom right to your home. With Empire today, you get a clear, upfront, and all-inclusive pricing. Plus, you can schedule the installation as soon as the next day. Schedule a free in-home estimate today, because some things are just better at home. PHLY listeners can receive $350 discount when using the promo code PHLY. Yes, you heard it. A $350 discount with the code PHLY. Restrictions apply. Visit empiretoday.com/PHLY for full details.
Nice. Well, let's talk about Parks Casino. Cool summer vibes await you at Parks Casino, my casino of choice. They have it all right in one place. Street Road, exit off 95 and the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Super easy to get to. Literally, it feels like 3 minutes off I-95. Straight shot right from the city. They got action, excitement, headline entertainment, great restaurants. Parks Casino is perfect for a girls' night out, a guys' night out, after work happy hour, date nights, or meet up with friends to eat, drink, and watch a game in the amazing Bet Parks Sportsbook. It's a beautiful sportsbook. You can check out concerts, comedy, and more at the state-of-the-art Excite Center. They got a collection of award-winning restaurants: Parks Grill Steakhouse, Bamboo Noodle House, Liberty Bell Gastropub and Beer Garden. They have the best cover bands in the 360 Lounge every weekend. This Friday, Ear Candy takes the stage. Saturday night, you got Dirty Dance and Rock Band performs. And we got some original bands coming. This is the last day because the show is tonight.
Whoa.
Gary Clark Jr. at the Excite Center.
Here come old Flat Top, he come.
Grooving up slowly. You can't partake, Joey? What's going on over there?
I'm coming in.
They got Joey Diaz is Saturday, August 23rd. UB40, September 6th.
Red wine.
Nice. Let's get one more. We got to do Kansas. Kansas is playing Saturday, October 4th.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done.
Nicely done, boys. Parks Casino, this is how you win. Pennsylvania's #1 casino. ParksCasino.com for tickets to all shows. You must be 21. Gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. This segment, the 1030 segment, is brought to you by Bet Parks.
Bet Parks.
We love Bet Parks. They're our best friends in the gambling world. Bet Parks. No place like it. So we got a friend coming up, a friend of mine, a friend of the city. He's known in certain circles as the most hated journalist in town. He rubs some people the wrong way. He rubs a lot of people the right way. I'm a fan of him. As we get him in here, his name is Victor Fioravanti. Oh, look, he's all sported out too.
Came from Coles.
Victor Fiorello joined us, the award-winning journalist from Philly Mag. We'll just squeeze you in here. Sure. Andrew's going to sit on the end. You're all Phillied up. Did you buy new gear for this?
I did. Well, you invite
Just
the one guy in
you know
Philly
how it works.
who knows,
Talking to the mic.
You know the one guy in Philly who knows the least about sports, and you invite him onto this show.
I like it.
So I went by Coles, but I saved all the receipts, and I intend to reattach them. I've done this before.
Do you have a gun that reattaches the tags?
They're pretty liberal at Coles. Yeah, they let you get away with a lot.
The bank is saving up on the Kohl's cash.
I mean, 2 shirts and 1 hat. It was $150. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, that's a lot for this official merchandise.
Yeah, well, I need to find one of those like little shacks by the side of the road next time. But then I can't return
Or
it.
our friends at Shibe Sports had a good time. You know.
That's true.
You can actually go into town and buy some stuff.
But then he'll just talk to me about Quizzo all day, and I'll have to walk out.
Yes. So Victor, how long have you been a Philly Mag?
I've been there for maybe 22 years, which is a little
That's a good,
hard
good
for
run.
me to say.
Yeah. What is your exact position at Philly Mag?
I am a senior reporter and arts and entertainment editor.
All right. So you're very polarizing. People, conservatives hate you, liberals hate you, all kinds of people in the city hate you. I love you. Why are you so polarizing, do you think?
I think it's just because I call it as I see it, and sometimes that lands on a conservative side, and sometimes it lands on a liberal side. Sometimes it just lands straight down the middle, and that tends to be when people get most upset, because I'm not necessarily picking a side. I'm just reporting about something. But also, you know, there's this, I mean, I would describe myself as a liberal if I had to choose one or the other. But, you know, in the liberal regime today, there's so much of a, if you're not with us, you're against us kind of attitude, where it's like, if you don't agree on every little point, then you're a bad guy, right?
Yeah.
And people make a lot of assumptions based on that. But I just write what I write. You know, I do have editors who tell me not to write certain things. I have lawyers who tell me not to write certain things. But everything I write is read by, you know, anywhere from 1 to, well, in print, it's read by, you know, possibly 10 people. Online stuff is read by, you know, at least another person, and sometimes more than that.
You recently did a Skinny Joey piece that sent reverberations through. You interviewed Skinny Joey. There's some cheesesteak drama going on. He's recently written about a former weather person who may have had some issues at a local establishment. We're not naming any names, but yeah, Victor's all over the place.
It's a fun job. You know, people ask me what my beat is, and I say my beat is literally Philadelphia. And by Philadelphia, I mean the greater Philadelphia area. So if it's crime or politics, I'm your guy. If it's restaurants and entertainment, I'm your guy. If it's a certain former TV weather person who's allegedly forcibly kissing a woman at a very popular Rittenhouse Square bar and then getting himself banned from the bar and then having the police investigate it, I'm your guy for that.
He for those, there are people who may not know, watching it in the chat. There was a guy infamous, the Swiss cheese pervert in town, and this man sitting between us tracked him down before the police did. Yes, absolutely. Knocked on his door and got this man off the streets.
It's the stuff of legend. I mean, listen, the police try. Sometimes they don't take things seriously enough. You know, I think this guy was kind of like the butt of a lot of jokes. He's driving around with Swiss cheese in his car and
keep it G-rated.
Yeah, he's, you know, showing certain parts of his body with the cheese on them. Which was kind of all funny until he did it. Well, I didn't think it was funny, but a lot of people just thought it was funny. But then he allegedly approached a couple of people who were under the age of 18, and it became a separate issue. People were frustrated with the cops in terms of tracking this guy down. I figured out who he was. I figured out where he lived, and I walked up to his door. He opened the door shirtless, and
did he cheese you?
He denied that he was the Swiss cheese pervert. I grabbed a photo of him. Now, my wife loves telling this story because this is years ago. My kids were much younger, and it was a Saturday morning, and I said, "Hey, let's go to Lou's in Norristown for Zeps." it's a certain
What's a
regional sandwich. It's
is
like a hoagie. It's a certain type of salami and provolone cheese, tomato, onion, oregano, oil, vinegar on a very particular soft roll. Never lettuce. That's one of the rules.
Never
That's one of the
lettuce?
rules.
Man, I love
So
lettuce.
we woke up. I said, let's go to Lou's for Zeps. And I said, oh, hold on one second. I just pulled the car over to the side of the road. And, maybe a minute later, I walk back and she says, what did you just do? I said, I just found the Swiss cheese pervert. She was like,
While your
with
family's
the
in the
kids in the car? I was like, well, I parked a half block away. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of one of the more legendary
you've rattled
moments.
You've rattled some. What's your most hated hate mail receiving piece? Was it a Bruce Springsteen piece?
So I did do a piece about Bruce Springsteen. He's not somebody that I prefer, and I just feel like there's this real cult surrounding Bruce Springsteen in a way that there isn't around certain other artists. So I did write a piece many years ago that still I get hate mail about it to this day.
How long ago was it?
Oh, it probably 15 years ago.
So they're mad.
Oh, they're mad. And I did have one guy set up a website called, in response to it, called Victor Fiorillo is a pedophile, which we actually had to get an investigator involved, and it turned out that he was, I believe, an associate at a major Philadelphia law firm.
What?
And my editor called the managing partner, and I'm not sure what happened after that.
Yeah. He rattles some nerves here.
I mean, I have a thick skin. Don't get me wrong. I have to, but there's certain lines you don't cross.
Yeah, of course.
That's a line.
And I actually have a libel suit pending against the guy in Delco right now who called me a pedophile, kitty diddler, child groomer, child molester, chomo, because I play piano for a drag queen. I mean, there were actually more. I had to look up what chomo meant. I didn't realize it was prison.
We don't need to know.
Oh,
We don't need to know.
At home by yourself.
Okay.
So you've had a busy summer or busy spring.
It's been busy.
So how many pieces did you do on the Delco dumper?
The Delco dumper, I did 5 pieces in 2 days, and then I think
Cutting edge news in Philadelphia.
And then I think I did 1 or 2 pieces since then. And I think she might have a little present in the August issue of the magazine, which is our Best of Philly issue.
Oh, what?
So we might have made a little deposit in there for her.
Why do you think it is like we have these weird, like the Delco dumper, it's the Swiss cheese guy? What is it about this region?
You know what? If I could put my finger on that, I probably would have a much more lucrative career in some kind of psychological therapy kind of racket. But yeah, I often wonder, like, are we really unique, or is like Cleveland the same way?
It doesn't feel like it. I mean, these people are. That's a national news. The Delco dumper was a national news.
It's
story.
true. It's true. Now, I
don't really.
I'm actually thinking about this now. Like, I know people, or I've known people over the years who work for, let's say, Indianapolis Magazine, the equivalent of Philly Magazine, or you name the city, and they actually have very boring jobs. So I'm also granted a fair amount of berth as to what I can write about, and I think that my editors know that I have a sense for what people want to read about, and it's not my fault that they have a voracious appetite for Delco dumpers. No, I don't get me wrong.
You've talked to her on the phone?
Yes, and she invited me to go see Wu-Tang with her.
What?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
man. What do you mean Wu-Tang?
It's Wu-Tang. So I've talked to her. Yes, I think she finally is not talking to me anymore. She finally learned that maybe talking to me wasn't the best move.
Not beneficial for her.
Well, and it's funny because, like when we talk about that certain weather forecaster whose name I guess shall not be mentioned, it's amazing to me that after all these years of me writing about him, the FBI saying in a report that he allegedly lost his certain bodily functions in a taxi after he had been drugged by some Russian models. It amazes me that when I call him to ask him if he forcibly kissed a woman, he actually picks up the phone. So you got to wonder about people like this. Why are they
Totally.
picking up the phone?
So I'm bringing you here. You're doing a great event right around the corner from us at Union Transfer, celebrating the anniversary of Live Aid.
That's right. So July 13th, which is 2 Sundays from now, marks the 40th anniversary that Live Aid took place in Philadelphia at JFK Stadium, which is no longer there, and at Wembley in London. So I've assembled a bunch of great Philadelphia musicians who are going to perform songs that were performed at Live Aid that day, both
great
Wembley, in Philly and Wembley. And 100% of the ticket proceeds will benefit the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Great stuff.
My singer, I play in a band called the Martha Graham Cracker Cabaret. My singer, Dito, who plays the character of Martha Graham Cracker, recently recovered from both leukemia and lymphoma, a twofer. So we thought, we've been trying to raise money for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So, a lot of people have told us they're not around that weekend, but they're even just buying tickets for their neighbors just because it's a good cause. It's like $30. There's a bunch of great musicians. We're going to, I don't know if people remember how bad the Led Zeppelin reunion at Live Aid was, but you can go on YouTube and just see how incredibly bad it was. And we're going to right that wrong. Obviously, we have to recreate the iconic Queen performance, but then we're going to do a lot of other smaller things. It is amazing when you look at the set lists at Live Aid, how much bad music there was. Like songs you would just not remember anymore, or songs you would be like, why would they play that? And it was, we went through a lot of music and realized there wasn't really that much great stuff to pick from. I do have to say, Greg, you were helpful. I really wanted to create the Run DMC set because there was only one rap act that was invited to perform at Live Aid, and that was Run DMC. This was 1985, before rap was, as huge of a thing as it eventually became. And Greg was kind enough to hook me up with Wreath the Lost Cause, who's going to come and do some Run DMC for us. Nice. So got lots of cool people.
What other Philly artists are showing up?
So we've got Joey Sweeney from Celebrity. I think you know him. He's going to be doing some U2. We've got, like I said, Martha Graham Cracker, Johnny Showcase.
Johnny Showcase is great. He was on America's Got Talent.
Yeah, he was on America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
So
finalist.
He's currently fighting with me about what songs he gets to do versus what Martha gets to do. He's feeling very needy. There's Eliza Hardy Jones, who's part of the War on Drugs, and plays piano for Grace Potter. Just lots and lots of great people. My daughter is going to be playing harp on
cool.
We're
like a giant harp.
Oh, she plays a giant harp. I do not have a vehicle capable of moving it. Wow. So whenever she has a harp gig,
you got to get like a trailer for it or something.
I have to borrow a minivan or get a U-Haul or something like that. Yeah. She wanted, at some point we got her a small harp when she was a bit younger, and she said, "No, Daddy, I want like the big golden harps that the angels play." I'm like, okay.
All right.
So now she has a big, it's not golden, but she has like a big, very ornate vintage harp that she plays.
That's awesome.
And 100% of ticket proceeds go to charity.
That's right. They go directly to LLS, which is an arrangement that is made possible by, some of our sponsors, which include the Philly real estate company Love Your Block, Pat's King of Steaks, places like Standard Tap, Johnny Brenda's, the Jose Pistola's companies.
Cool.
So we wanted to figure out a way where some of the musicians who maybe aren't able to completely donate their time, we wanted them to still be able to get some cash if necessary. So the sponsors are sort of allowing us to do that while we divert all the ticket money to charity.
Okay.
That's awesome.
How do you get tickets?
Sorry?
How do you get tickets?
You can go to utphilly.com, like uniontransferphilly.com.
Okay.
You can buy them online. You could also walk up and buy them on Sunday the 13th, but advance sales are great. We love that.
Takes the pressure off a little bit.
Takes the pressure off a little bit. And it's going to be a great time, and it's a cool thing. WXPN is going to be broadcasting the original Live Aid concert all day long. I think CNN is launching a four-part Live Aid docu-series that day.
Oh, cool.
And I heard that some channel is going to be broadcasting the entire concert on TV. So I think people are excited about it. And as far as I know, we're the only opportunity that you can come see something like this where you've got modern day artists performing songs that were performed that day.
Super cool. Before you get out of here, what's your favorite side at a barbecue?
My side at a barbecue, that's a good question. I would have to go with, well, my neighbor makes the amazing potato salad with like egg in it.
Yes.
You know,
it's number one in my power rankings.
It's a good one, but it also gets messed up frequently. But her name is Leslie, and I will eat her potato salad anytime, so to speak. And other than that, you know, really good baked beans. But we'll see.
You ever have French fries at a barbecue?
I've never had French fries.
Joey has.
Joey
it's
has,
his favorite side of the barbecue.
Really?
French
Nuggets
fries.
and,
French fries and chicken nuggets.
There you go. There you go.
Mini chicken cutlets, people are saying in the chat.
Different generation. Different generation.
All right, Victor, thanks for stopping by, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good luck with the show. It's July
Thank you.
13th.
Yeah, have a good one.
I will
Thank
be
you.
there. There are some really great Philadelphia musicians, so y'all should check it out. And it goes for a good cause.
Absolutely. Just don't throw stuff at me if you don't like me.
Nah, throw it at them.
Great.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank you.
man. Yeah, thanks, dude. All right, we got TV Todd coming up soon. Is TV Todd in the house yet? He's here?
Not fully here yet, but he's
All right.
yeah. He just
With
popped up.
TV Todd, we're going to talk about some movies, I think, with some good barbecue scenes, maybe.
Yeah.
Something to watch over the weekend.
It's gonna be a good 4th of July.
What are you doing this 4th, Joey?
Dude, I'm on a skate trip right now.
You're on a skate
He's
trip.
on a trip.
You're in Philadelphia.
Well, no, I'm on a trip, but they came here.
He's technically on a trip.
Dude, they got us like a hotel room, and then they just got me one for like I said, like they just got me one,
Yeah.
and like I just have a hotel room at the Westin right now, and like all like the teams.
You're
there.
living out of a hotel
Yeah,
block
he's
from your
yeah,
house?
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, no, I'm staying at my house, but like this weekend,
Wait,
I have a hotel
He's
room.
taking full advantage.
You're living at your house, but you have a
A hotel
hotel
room.
room like to party at?
Well, it's for us to stay, but like I don't know why they got it for me. But
How long do you have the room for? Like, do you have it over the weekend?
I have it till the 10th.
Oh, he's gonna party.
You
this
have a
weekend.
hotel room?
Yeah, you're partying this
Wait, you
weekend
have a
without
party
a doubt,
crash
man.
pad in a hotel till the 10th?
Yeah, pretty much.
Who's wasting this kind of money?
Dude, Jacuzzi is like the board company I ride for. I don't know
did you just sign with those guys or
I've been with them for like a year and a half, 2 years now.
Jacuzzi boards?
Yeah, they're boards.
This guy's he's Jacuzzi boards. He's an Asics. He's Asics sneakers. He's all over it.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you to fix the camera.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that's what I'm doing. I'm just talking right now.
Oh, what's he fixing up?
It was
The
off.
two-man
He had
shot?
it off. He had it off. Come on. You gotta keep the production up here, man. Come on.
I'm amazed at this budget. These Jacuzzi guys, they're aware that he lives 4 blocks from this hotel.
Oh, yeah, I
that's
mean-
not a cheap hotel he's staying at either.
I would take full advantage of it. Mini bar, everything. I'm putting it all on
Yeah,
their dime.
yeah.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
'Cause you know those mini
what are
bars
we
have,
doing?
like,
I'm coming over
sensors.
Saturday night.
You
What
know
are we
the-
doing?
Yeah, invite us over, man. We're ready to
I'll
party.
bring some
They got a
fries
pool?
and nuggets.
They got a
Yeah.
pool there?
I think so. I haven't
that's
checked.
awesome.
I haven't really checked it out like that yet because we kind of just been skating. But yeah, so I'm pretty much on a trip right now.
That's sweet.
But
I
I'm
want to
just-
clear
I'm
something.
home.
I want to clear something up for the chat, by
Yeah.
the way, because I was reading the comments while Victor was here. Victor was not wearing a Philly shirt that was in Mets colors. There was like a debate going
You know
on.
what,
Like,
look,
why
it-
would you troll us like that?
It actually looked like it was. I thought it was Florida Gators at first.
No, it was blue and red.
No, yeah, I think under these lights, things look a little weird. They're so
Well,
bright.
Yeah, these lights are a little different, but it was not orange and blue. It was red and blue. So just had to clear that up. for
Yeah,
Victor.
no, he's trying to be. He's not really a sportsman, so he's trying to be.
Does he know Bruce Springsteen played in Live Aid?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Are they going to play Bruce Springsteen songs?
I would not think he would play a Bruce Springsteen song. No.
They should. I mean,
But
come
like
on.
he's got people from War on Drugs. Like there are some legit people. It's going to be a really good fun day of music. But yeah, he's
Yeah.
not a Mets fan. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
What's
man.
Todd doing?
Yeah, come on. Todd.
Let's see what else they got on this delicious list. Or we could check in one more time to get our Italiano itch while Anthony's away. You want to give us one more Tony Cash? Yeah.
Let's see what Tony's doing.
Let's see what else
hey,
we
Tony,
got. What else
come
can we
on.
learn?
What you got, Tony?
What are we doing wrong?
Big Tone. You got it. Out of preview mode.
We're going. Doing it live.
Yo, guys, I was at school eating my lunch, minding my own business, and a random kid comes up to me and goes, "What you got in your sandwich, prosciutto?" I threw my sandwich on the table. Prosciutto? Are you out of your mind? It's prosciutto. Why does everybody disrespect my culture?
Agreed, Tony. Everyone just disrespects our culture.
He is mini Anthony.
He's got a lot of rules. He's got a lot of rules.
He's got a lot of
At
rules.
Tony Cash NYC. Follow on Instagram if you want to keep up on that
A
stuff.
lot of food rules.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to not anger Anthony, like he teaches you the rules, Tony Cash.
You gotta follow those rules.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
We got Todd.
Let's see
All right.
Todd.
Todd.
Act like a man. You can't handle the truth.
It's time for TV time.
Ew, Todd.
Look at you guys, man. You guys
Yeah.
I'm loving the show today.
It's very kind of you to say, Todd, but
Thank
you don't
you.
have to lie.
No,
We're
no,
only
it's
63
fun. I
days from
like it.
kickoff.
No, dude, having Victor on, that was great.
Yeah, I don't know. The chat's 50-50. We'll see. That's how he goes in life, everywhere he goes.
You know the question I always ask when you say that. What does Big Fart Jones think? That's all I care about.
I think he was anti.
He was
might have been out.
anti,
Yeah.
He also thinks Joey's stoned right now.
Yeah, and he hates Aaron Nola.
Yeah.
Farts all over the place today.
Oh man. everyone thinks I'm stoned in the
everyone
chat.
thinks Joey's
Everyone thinks
fried.
you were fried, dude. Fried with your French fries.
Hey, this is my first time doing this. Give me a break.
Great, man. He's like the Spicoli of the show. I love it.
Yes, he is. Do you know who Spicoli is, Joey?
I heard of him. I mean, like
Spicoli's a main character in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh yeah.
Sean
I
Penn.
remember.
So Todd, I was thinking about well, first of all, did you know I saw on Twitter Airplane 45 years ago yesterday it came out.
What a great
45
movie.
years
What
ago.
a great movie.
Yeah, that's crazy. How do you feel about the remaking Naked Gun? Because Airplane's going to be next. If Naked Gun works, they're going to remake Airplane.
Oh, they just going to redo all the Leslie Nielsen stuff?
Yeah, if it works with Liam.
I will say this. I saw the trailer for the new Naked Gun, and it's not obviously the original, but I do think there will be some comedic feeling to it. I think people are going to enjoy it. I don't think it's going to be don't go in there expecting Leslie Nielsen. Don't expect it, but just enjoy for what it is. And I think you're going to have a fun time watching it.
Yeah, that's really a good way to look at it. If you try to compare it to the original or try to resurrect those feelings, because that format was so unique and it cut right through our culture at the time. O.J. Simpson, all that stuff. It's gonna be hard.
Take a shot at him in
hard.
it, which is funny.
I know, that's the best part. I've seen that clip a lot since since the Bronco chase.
Todd, I was thinking about movies with good grill and barbecue scenes in them.
Well, you know what's funny, VG? When you and I were chatting at the draft party,
I had a great time. I got to hang out with Todd at the bar, at the draft party. It was a great night.
Yeah, Frazier, I got to go into VG's world a little bit. He took me to the pub. I got to meet all the bartender friends. It was fantastic.
Were you hurting after?
I'm still hurting from it.
I did it one night with him and I regretted it.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much for me. Actually, it wasn't the pub. Pub was fantastic, but we hit it hard at the open bar at the draft party before that.
Oh yeah. I heard Bernie Perrant was giving everyone drinks.
Bernie Perrant was great.
Yeah.
He's flashing them rings.
He's a gem, man. I don't know if we appreciate him as much as we really should,
Mm-hmm. So what's your list? I was thinking of a list. I was like, I don't know if it actually counts as a barbecue scene, but Friday After Next, there's a great commercial for Brothers Barbecue, which is fantastic.
Yes, yes. Well. This was interesting, VG. When you raised this topic, I started thinking about great barbecue scenes, but I also started to think a little bit about great July 4th movies that have great July 4th themes. So we could do both if you want.
Yeah.
I literally just made lists, but
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Yeah, in terms of barbecue, what came up on my list first to me, I don't know, it just felt iconic at the time. It gave me a sense of what a real cultural barbecue with cookout would be like, was Boys in the Hood, man. Yeah, what a great barbecue scene when they're out there grilling and playing dominoes and drinking 40s. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. The other one I thought about, a great scene, Goodfellas. So when they're out there and Paulie's sort of holding court, but while they're having the barbecue, they're kind of explaining the fact that what they do is offer protection to people that don't have protection, you know. And so they called themselves the police department for wise guys, and they did that during the during the barbecue scene.
Yes.
So I thought that was pretty awesome. The Great Outdoors. I think we mentioned that movie on a previous show with John Candy, Dan Aykroyd.
So
they have a great grilling competition scene. Gone in 60 Seconds. They grill on the hood of a 72 El Camino.
Oh,
That's
yeah?
pretty
I
cool.
don't know that one. Yeah?
Nick Cage.
Yeah.
When they steal the Mustang,
I've never seen Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh man, that was a
Good?
classic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
a good movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Varsity Blues has one that everyone talks about as being a really cool barbecue scene. Frazier, for you, how about the scene that you and I just saw in the theaters in Final Destination Bloodlines?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, man. Yeah, a little messed up.
That scene is amazing for the backyard barbecue when the shred of glass goes into a drink.
Yep.
Oh man, that's a really good scene.
Oh man.
And also Vacation. Vacation has
best.
a
It's
great
on my
grilling
list,
scene.
yes.
Let's hear your list.
Well, the vacation is this real tomato ketchup? Oh, nothing but the best, Clark. Yes.
Did he say, VG? Didn't he say something about there being no meat in the burgers or no meat?
He's like, oh, Eddie says something like, oh, this hamburger helper, so good you don't even need the hamburger. Poetic Justice has a good scene. INS just said that in the chat. And I don't know, maybe you just see it. Barbershop 2 has got a great scene with Queen Latifah and Cedric the Entertainer getting an argument because Queen Latifah's niece doesn't like her burgers overdone, and Cedric the Entertainer gives her a little lip and like she's like, I'm not going to eat this. He's like, of course you're not. He like smacks it out of her hand.
I've never seen that.
Oh, such a good scene.
I just googled 4th of July movies, and some of them are really funny. You got like you got The Patriot, that's on there. Independence Day, that's on there. You have The Sandlot, which is a great movie. We all love that one.
Dude, the
Big
Sandlot,
fireworks.
They do the game on the fireworks provide the light for them to play a night game.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
When they all go to the carnival and they put the chewing tobacco in and on the spinny thing.
Great scene.
Yeah. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
What? I don't
That's
know.
right. That's right. The hit and run takes place on July 4th.
Yep.
What year? 1996.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the new one's coming out this summer.
I know. The new one is it's a sequel to the second movie. I like when they do this.
Yeah.
They go back in time, so it's a sequel to the second movie. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I like those films.
Yeah, they're good. Forrest Gump is on this list for 4th of July movies.
I don't remember that scene.
Me either.
I don't really remember a 4th of July scene in it either,
No.
but I guess, yeah. Jaws is on there.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, greatest July 4th movie of all time, right there.
Yeah, that's about what's on this list. And then they have Die
I got
Hard.
one. Yeah, I got one for you, which I really should have thought of this in previous episodes when we were talking about like Philly and Philly films. This is an amazing movie. It was a movie called Blowout in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
With John Travolta. It's a Brian De Palma film. It's a great murder mystery. And, the whole movie, like one of the big scenes in the movie, it's obviously shot in Philadelphia, and it takes place during a fictional Liberty Day, which is our, Independence Day. And it's a whole fireworks scene. And because it's Philadelphia and July 4th and fireworks, it's got to be one of the top July 4th movies. Also, the one I'll add, I have a bit of a personal connection to this one. Born on the 4th of July. Amazing Oliver Stone movie, Tom Cruise, where Tom Cruise plays Ron Kovic, Vietnam vet. But talk about a wonderful, incredible movie. And also, I mean, it's called Born on the 4th of July. But when I lived in California, I lived near Ron Kovic, the real Ron Kovic, and we got to know each other pretty well.
Oh, wow.
Also, who brings this up? Oh, Eddie Wright brings it up. I think I got the same scene. Don't Be a Menace barbecue scene where
oh my god,
one dude falls in love with the girl who's pounding like the St. Ides 40.
That movie is ridiculous.
That's a great movie. I love that. Don't be a menace to society while you're drinking your gin and juice in the hood or something like that.
They got the rocket in the big truck.
Hey, just to mention real quick, we are hitting overtime.
Overtime.
Continue watching us if you want to on all PHLY.
Hey, you know what other one I thought of is
1 second.
Oh yeah.
All right.
The other one I thought about was the remake of Cape Fear with De Niro and Nick Nolte. Yeah. There's a big July 4th fireworks scene in that movie.
Yeah, you're right.
Is that house from Cape Fear? Is that house down in Fort Lauderdale? Did they film that there?
I don't know.
I went on this boat cruise, little like kind of go around Fort Lauderdale thing, and they showed a house, and I could have sworn the guide at the time said that was the house that they filmed the movie in, and I didn't know if that was true or not.
That is really, I mean, when I think of like the greatest remakes, that is truly one of the greatest remakes of any movie I've ever seen. I mean, it really is so good and it holds up. Now they're doing, I don't know if you heard this, I think Oliver Stone is involved. They're going to be doing a Cape Fear series now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I think Oliver Stone's involved in it. I think he's going to produce it or something like that.
De Niro was so great in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Max Cady. So good.
Counselor. So good.
14 years, counselor. I love it, man.
You got anything else to watch this weekend, Todd?
This weekend is I don't know. This isn't like my favorite theater weekend, but it's a big theater weekend. Yeah. F1 is just killing it at the box office, right? Man.
Can you stream that as well?
No.
It's only the theaters?
No. Yeah, the reason you're asking that, VG, is because Apple has been heavily promoting it on Apple TV for months now. So I'm assuming they have the rights, the streaming rights.
Gotcha.
But they've been pushing it heavy. So it's doing, I mean, listen, on one hand, I love the theaters doing well, but it's not, that kind of movie is not really my thing, but it is a big summer blockbuster film. Ballerina's doing really good.
Yeah.
The John Wick movie.
Oh, I want to see
opening.
That.
Yeah.
Anna
I heard
de
it's
Armas.
great.
Oh man. She's one of my favorites.
It's great. A buddy of mine who's really into the whole John Wick, universe, he told me that this is a very strong movie. He loved it.
Oh, that's awesome. I love hearing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of big blockbusters coming out this month. You got the Fantastic Four that's coming out. You got Superman, which is coming out as well. And then there's, isn't it Jurassic World?
Yeah, that's out today.
That came out today.
That's out today.
Dude, what do you think about that? I've been looking at the preview. It kind of looks really fake.
Well,
it's commercials. I mean,
what do you
mean?
It's dinosaurs.
No, I know, but it looks really. I feel like it looked more realistic back in the day in like '93.
I think they used more animatronics back in the day. They use a lot of CGI for those.
Yeah, I'm saying the CGI looks like.
CGI as a whole
Looks like they're standing in front of
downhill.
a green screen. That's what it looks like in the trailers. I don't know.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, that's one of those films. I find myself weirdly getting sucked into. Like, yeah, I know it's probably not going to be. It's going to be okay. Let's put it that way. It's going to be the same old formula. Okay. But for some reason, I like to see those movies in the theaters, the big screen. I like to see I do like to see the effects of it. So again, this is another sequel that's set earlier than the timeline, I think, of the current Jurassic Park movies.
Okay.
But people
the Chris Pratt ones or the ones prior to him?
I think it's a sequel to the ones prior to him, but I'm not exactly sure. I did read online that some people are saying this one they found a little bit scarier than the previous films. I could get with that if they did a Jurassic Park that went really dark, because it is a dark concept, like obviously messing with genetics and then the horror of that would be great. But I'm not trusting the reviews on that one. I may have to see it.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna watch it as well.
Todd, there's a new episode or a new season of a show on Netflix that I kind of hate, but I always go back to it. It's this Feed Phil. Somebody feed Phil.
You don't like that?
I can't stand Phil. I hate the intro theme song. It sounds like a bad sitcom theme song. He's so corny. I can't stand him. But he's always usually kind of interesting locations. And like last night I watched Amsterdam. I was like, all right, he sucks me back in every time. And I'm watching this. The Pagan is so out. She's like, I can't stand this guy. She won't even watch it.
Well, Pagan's got good taste. I think it's I'm with you on that. Sometimes I wonder on a show like that if that's what that's part of it, right? To have a main character like that's polarizing a bit.
He's like the anti-Bourdain.
He's like the anti-Bourdain. I completely agree. This is on television right now. I told you guys when I was on Friday, the Bear and Squid Games are kind of the juggernaut right now.
Yeah, I just finished Squid Games. I loved it. I thought the ending was great. There was one part in it, and I don't want to say anything to spoil, but there is an element that they bring into the show that you probably didn't need to have it, but I really like it, and I hear that they're going to be doing a new one, a spinoff after this one.
Oh, I was kind of hoping they would end it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was kind of hoping they would end it. So at least if they're ending this storyline, that's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
I got to tell you guys, the cuz texted me yesterday from Italy, completely outraged with the series Waterfront. He was so angry about it. Said he wanted to punch someone in the face. It was so bad.
Sounds like him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you say why?
And well, yeah, but listen, I said it on the show. I said it starts off cheesy. It's very cheesy. It was designed to be a soap opera-y kind of thriller. And so, but if you keep watching it, Topher Grace appears as a sociopathic serial killer, drug dealer, and he is phenomenal in it. And it takes that series from cheesy, soap opera-y, whatever, to a lot of fun. And Cuz just couldn't stick with it. And then I got him even angrier when I started to tell him that it is it is one of the top watched Netflix series in Netflix history.
I have a hard time with Topher Grace just because of that Spider-Man 3 and watching him be Venom. Anytime I see him, it just pops back into my mind, and I just can't get away from it.
Yeah, he's no, I understand that. In Waterfront, he's almost this preppy, so complete narcissistic sociopath. He really is good in it. He's really good. He really takes that series from mediocre to really entertaining.
Todd,
but Cuz was pissed.
Cuz was pissed.
That's funny.
What's your go-to side
for July 4th barbecue?
Yeah, for any barbecue. Yeah,
yeah. What do you like?
My go-to side. I'm a baked beans guy.
Oh yeah,
baked beans. Yeah,
baked beans. I take some baked beans and I throw a little siracha in there.
Oh, okay, a little spicy bean.
That's it. That's how we roll.
Nice. Do you like the bacon in it as well?
You
usually have like a ham or bacon chunk inside there. It's pretty good.
Well, I live with 2 vegetarians, so I'm usually eating the vegetarian, and it's good with me. I mean, I will every once in a while. I'll cut up some Franks, man. I'll throw some Franks in there.
Love that.
Classic. Yeah.
Do you do like the bushes and then like spruce it up?
That's exactly it. I do the bushes, vegetarian beans, and I spruce it up.
They're really good.
Really good.
And they're one of the things I feel like are still reasonably priced at the grocery store. They don't feel like they break my bank when I buy the bush baked beans.
You ever do fries?
Fries in your baked beans?
No, at a barbecue.
Just straight fries.
That's Joey's
I don't know why I said
Joey's favorite side at a barbecue is French fries.
I'm not sure I've ever seen French fries
No
at a
one
barbecue.
has. He's
Chicken
the only
nuggets.
person.
Chicken nuggets and French fries with Joey.
Yeah, his barbecues are Chick-fil-A apparently.
Amazing.
Hey, Todd, before we let you go, take a guess, roundabout within 10 million, how many hot dogs Americans eat on the 4th of July?
America, just America?
Yeah, on that day.
Oh my God, it's got to be huge.
It's got to be.
It's
big.
huge.
That's a huge number.
It's got to be 12 million.
150 million hot dogs
What?
Oh,
Oh my God.
will be eaten.
Do you know that
wow.
they say that every hot dog that you eat takes off 10 minutes of your life?
No.
Yeah, it's true, apparently.
Yeah, it's true.
Is that why? Is that why they got rid of Dollar Dog Night at the park?
Yeah, people were slowly killing themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Dollar Dog Night one time, and they were just throwing hot dogs. That was so funny.
Yeah.
I think that's why they stopped it.
Todd, will you watch the hot dog eating contest?
Yeah, I love it.
Do you?
I love it. Yeah, love it.
Well, Chestnut's not going to be in it, right? He's moved on to Netflix.
He's back.
Oh, he's back.
Oh,
No.
he's back.
He's back. He's back.
Oh
I'm
my
in.
God.
Yeah, you're in now?
Oh, I love watching those guys. Just, yeah.
What's funny about that is, so he wasn't in it last year and went to Netflix because he was endorsing, like a veggie dog
The
or
veggie
something
dog.
like that.
Yeah, that's right.
He's still endorsing it, but because he claims he himself doesn't eat it, they're letting him go back on the Nathan's
Look at
competition.
that loophole.
Oh, man, what lawyer figured that out?
I know. Hey, I'll leave you with break. I don't know if you talked about this or not, but I got a breaking scoop for you.
Yeah.
On the Flyers. This hasn't happened in 20 years. The Flyers and the Capitals are playing a preseason game here in Hershey on September 25th.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
You got to be stoked
Yeah.
for that.
I am. I used to go when they played up here. They used to do it every year. It was awesome. And I'm so psyched they're coming back to do it this year because especially here in Hershey, we have half Capitals fans and half Flyers fans. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, man.
Let me give you one more. Within 1,000, how many fireworks-related injuries happened last year?
Last year,
Yeah.
I'd say probably
On the 4th of July only.
150,000.
All right. You're a little, you got skewed by the hot dogs, but 14,000
Oh, my gosh.
people will go to the hospital with fireworks-related injuries, or they did last year. Hopefully that number's way smaller this year.
What's with people? Come on.
So it's Roman candles. Everyone holds them in their hands and
Yeah.
shoots them off, and
So
and
what
your
do you,
fingers get shot off.
what are you doing for the holiday, Todd?
Well, it's my 27th wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you got married on the 4th?
Congratulations.
Got married on the 4th.
Wow.
The whole idea was we get married on a holiday, nobody comes, right? Because they have plans. It didn't work out that way. But that was the original plan, why we did it. And plus we liked the irony of getting married on Independence Day.
That's funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So,
feel-
yeah. So what are you guys doing? Anything special?
Well, we're gonna hang out, just a little chill, a little swim. But at night, we're gonna go back to our old neighborhood and take our daughter, who's 18 now, back to an Italian restaurant we used to go to when we were dating. So we're all gonna go out tomorrow night.
Very
Oh,
cool.
that's nice.
Cuz would
Love
be
that.
Cuz would be proud. Very cool.
What's your dish when you
No,
go there? What are you going to get?
It's whatever the spiciest pasta they have on the menu is what I'll get.
Nice.
So whatever's the spiciest pasta dish, I will choose that.
There we go. I love it.
A big farts wishing you happy anniversary in the
Yeah,
chat.
man.
You and him are boys.
I love big farts. Thank you, buddy.
All right, thanks for stopping by with us, Todd.
Yeah,
Have a
man.
great holiday, man. Happy
Absolutely.
anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thanks, guys. Have a great 4th.
Yep, take it
You
easy.
too.
We'll do a little back in the day and get out of
A
here.
little back in the day, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
We're
Going back. We're going back.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day.
Well, from the Phillies of old to the Phillies of current. Last night, the Phillies farm system paid big dividends with former minor leaguer Jason Michaels hitting a game-winning 3-run homer in the top of the 17th. But 2 months ago, all the talk was about the bat of another farmhand who is now trying to work his way back to the bigs. Mike Rogers updates us on the life and times of Chase Utley.
Sound. Crack.
Minor league prospect Chase Utley has been on a hitting tear. In 67 games with the Red Barons, Utley has produced a .319 batting average. His 11 home runs lead the team and are 5th best in the league. After 2 stints on the Phillies roster this season, another call-up is something Chase would take in stride.
I got my feet wet. I saw what it was like up there. I got to know a bunch of the guys, and I just saw how to go about your business up there. And so if and when I go back up there, it won't be new to me.
Chasing the shadows of a major league roster.
Might have been on the Joey there.
There was someone in the back like smashing their bat, it looked like. Looked like they got upset about something and just smashed the bat into the ground.
Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for putting up with us and having us a part of your day. We appreciate it. Frazier, great job.
Great job to you as well, VG.
Thanks, man. Joey, amazing
buddy.
job,
Hey,
except for the French fries. You were on point today.
I'm trying.
Yeah, man. Everybody stay safe out there. Don't mess around with fireworks. Enjoy your food. Wear some sunscreen and have a great weekend.
Happy 4th.
We all silly like the mayor.